get a good feeling, yeah.
Hey AJ, I hope you're doing well.
Never had before, no, no. I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. Never feel it, but I never had before, no, no. I get a good feeling, yeah. Just wanna tell you right now, I really just wanna tell you right now, I
Hello everybody. AJ, me and Steve and Chinta are doing fine. They are in the bedroom together. Me, I felt kind of bored, honestly. And I thought to myself, I don't have anything to talk about girl world really. Honestly, I don't. But, there must be other things that I can talk about. I feel like talking, if somebody wants to share thoughts, fine. It's also okay. I feel like talking. And I found some things on the internet that I can comment about. And why not? Who is interested can listen, and who is not interested, on the other hand, does not have to listen. Maybe it's funny, maybe it sucks, we don't know, but I'm not going to, just because if there's nothing to talk about in girl world, it's not everything is just around girl world, and it doesn't have to be always about me. Well, me in my life, no, it doesn't have to be girl world or me. It can be other things, we have the intelligence to conversate about other things and cover other things, I believe. So this is why I thought, let's see if in the end, but I'm gonna have fun. So in the point, that's what matters, right? That I'm entertaining myself. So Saturday, it's the best I can get to. You can maybe pity me. I spoke to my friends in Romania before, and I got in depression, of course. Saturday, everybody showing me pictures where they are, what they are doing with people, with friends. Fuck, man, fuck it. And then I'm like, okay, so I go with what I have, like, let's go on YouTube. Maybe somebody will listen to me there. And I can maybe dance around a little bit. Oh, this is the best I can get. No, but that's the thing. Of course, I got upset a little bit. Missing home. You can't have it all. I can't be here and there at the same time. And I'll have my moment where I'm there seeing my friends. I know it's taking too long. It's too long. It's unfair for me. My situation is not like everybody else's. But the time will come when it's meant to come. Everything happens at its moment and at its phase and its pace, or how you ever call it. The universe and time work together. Keep this in mind, like I say. Okay, let's go. So I want to cover this man here, and I wish that I don't put pea on the tomatoes. I won't put any pea on the tomatoes, AJ. No worries. I have to also cook in the meantime, but slowly. It's not like I'm in a rush or anything. I want you to meet this man. I wish that I would have met him or come across his channel when I was in Bali YouTubing, because he tells it very well about America. Let's listen to him and I will comment if he wants to say anything.
And today what we have for you are the don'ts of visiting the U.S. Because anywhere you go in the world, there's things you should do, but there's also things you should.
This is not working with the lightning. Let me try to make some adjustments here. I tried to make some adjustments because this is with the sunlight, It's not working out. It's not good for you. Like this, better, huh?
Do. And this video is going to just cover the U.S. in general, okay?
Yeah.
And our first don't for when you visit the U.S. is don't touch the Americans. Look, Americans really like their personal space. It's like...
I will also put him up to fast speed because we have several of these things to watch. I don't want to get stuck. It's not so much. We're just wasting some time chitty-chatting away. Where is playback speed? We will put him on 1.25, so maybe we'll see, but for now let's put it like this.
They have a bubble around them, and if you get too close to them, they feel very, 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 very uncomfortable, okay? So make sure you give them a little distance when you are there, you know, because I know when I go to Italy and Spain and stuff.
This is very true, but I know this already from before, from my experience before international schools. Like I say, I'm aware about the differences, but I just want to emphasize on them because other people are saying it and not me. Because if I say it, then people call me bitchy. Yeah, that's only what you think. No, it's not just what I think. This is the way it is. Yeah, the American people are not, even though they're very family orientated, they're not so touchy people. And I think it's because everybody has their space, because there's a lot of space in America. And you have the right to have space. Whilst in Europe, you know, we are used to, you know, like especially in our young days, we are used to camping together and, you know, being like more brother sisterly, you know, because we're all together in a small place. You have to think of it like ants, you know. When ants have a lot of space, they're all doing their own thing. They're sticking in a group, but they have their surrounding space. But if there's little space, the ants are all together. It's kind of, I think, the same way regards to this with the space.
Stuff. They're like, Mark, how's it going on this stuff? And my American friends sometimes go, wow, they're really, really affectionate. Like, that's just how it is. Here, space is key. The second don't I have for you is don't count on public transportation. Look, when we were in China and we were throughout Europe and South America, we took buses.
I wish that I would have learned that. I didn't think, because I was in I was Chicago, Las Vegas. Okay, I was on holiday. I didn't really study the public transport, and I know America is big. But I wish I would have known this, because I'm not a driver and I really don't want to drive a car. Honestly, I just don't like it. It's just not. I had my accident. I almost lost my life. I don't want to do it. I was hit by a drunk driver. So I don't want to drive. It's just my choice. But in America, I wish I would have known that it's just so fucking necessary. I really wish I would have known that, because it's not my kind of life. It's not my kind of... I like to get around easy and fast.
And trains and planes and all kinds of stuff to get all over the place, because public transport is really developed.
Yeah.
Here in the U.S., you cannot count on public transport to get you
Why?
around.
Why is the U.S. not saving all with this car? Okay, they have the car history, and we love cars and the highway and the roads. The roads are so great. But why are you making a fucking, like, they apparently other places in America have it, like New York, and why don't they make it here? Why doesn't Ohio have a good train line or some kind of metro or something like that? Yeah, probably because it's too big. It doesn't make sense. But at the same time, you can make some kind of fast train, for fuck's sakes. For kids, for the young to use. I don't want all the young people even to be driving. This with 16, I don't even agree. I don't think a 16-year-old should drive. But that's just me.
Places. Yes, in big cities like New York and Chicago and stuff like that, you can get around with public transport. It'll take you where you want to go. But a lot of towns, small towns especially, and middle-sized cities, the public transportation networks are not very good. And at night, sometimes it's not very safe. So that is kind of a frustrating thing. So yes, you're going to probably have to rent a car.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, your name. What's your name? I forgot. Thank you. It's very frustrating for me. Very.
When you come here, okay? So just have a heads up for that. Yeah. And that kind of leads into the next don't I have for you, is that is, don't underestimate the size of the U.S. The United States, continental U.S. is like continental Europe. It's huge. I mean, would you think of driving from, I'm going to do,
Hey, Anita Berber. I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you.
I'll go from Lisbon to Paris and then go up to Tallinn and then head down to Sofia. No, you're like, that is insanely far. It's the same thing when you come to the U.S. Yeah. I meet a lot of travelers that are like, oh, I'm going to fly into New York, grab a car, drive down to Miami to see Miami Beach, then head over to L.A.
Yeah, I'm like, dude. It's just it's just so big. It's just so much space. It's so much space. And America's proud of it. Whoa, we're the biggest, we're the greatest. To have a lot of space is not great. It's just, it makes life harder. It does. It really does. Like, if you ask me, I like this. I love living in a house in America and whatever we're living here, what it's called, duplex. It's like a house with garden and everything. And it's wonderful. But for old age, I find, but when you're young, you just want to be in the middle of everything or close to everything, accessibility, fast, and not have to depend on a car. You can depend on transportation, public transport. But but the thing is, no, here. I even asked Steve, the other day, because we have a neighbor, and the girl, she's like, what? She's 18 years old, and she wants to move out from her parents' house, and she's always, I hear her. She tells me, "Wow, I found a place. I'm gonna be moving," and she's excited, and then it breaks. It doesn't go through for her. I don't know why. She said it's a scam or something. But how are the young people meant to live in America alone when they need at that age already a car to get around, and they need already they can only rent, like the rent here. This is I think kind of the cheapest good life you can afford in America. What we're renting, this is cheap, good quality, but the good quality, not like, I'm not saying, I know you get what I mean. This is average. This is like an apartment in a nice big apartment in Europe. But the thing is that the kids, they have to rent. If they want to go rent, they can only rent out. There's hardly any apartments in Ohio, I'm telling you guys, hardly any. And if you find, they're very shady looking. They're not nice apartments, buildings. No, I'm telling you. So how's a young person meant to live independently and start their journey? They need a car. They need, I don't know, to be able to pay rent at least $1,000 a month. Who the fuck at age 18 has $1,000 to pay rent? Give me a break. It just hinders you. It makes your life much more harder. America is great, so much space. Yeah, but do something. It's not great if we're all spread out and we can barely get to one another. Work on transportation.
You got 2 weeks, you're going to spend the entire time in cars. The distances here are insane. So what I recommend is picking a region. So, we're going to stay here in New England and see New England.
If I would
Or
have
we're going to
known
go in the
this, I don't know.
southeast,
I
you
would
go to
have thought
Atlanta and
twice.
Savannah and Charleston, things like that. Or visit the West Coast.
But
You
Steve
do
is
that.
Steve,
You have an idea of the culture there and things like that. But also,
America.
it's just the logistics things because
He
it's
told
so
me
far
he's not
between the
leaving.
places. And to go along with that, for Americans, a 3 to 4 hour drive, that's a day trip. Like my parents live 3 hours away. I will literally get up, go drive, have lunch with my mom, and then drive back home just for lunch. 6 hours in the car. No big deal. It's about 7 hours when we start to think, that kind of is a long drive. And we drive the entire way through. Okay, this isn't like, I must stop every 2 hours and have a 15-minute break. Oh, no. No. We drive all the way through, okay? Now, my next don't for you when you come here is don't think that the sticker price is the end price. Look, in the U.S., we have sales tax. I know other countries, they have VAT, value added.
No, I will tell you, in total here, AJ, right now in Ohio store, what we have, I don't know how much square meters it is, but it is 2 levels. It's just pretty big, I have to say. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 2 levels, garage, garden. It's big for 2 people. And even if you would have 1 or 2 children, you would manage fine. But and in total with rent and with all the bills and everything, it comes down to about $1,400 a month with the bills and everything included. $1,400. That's what we pay here. Just if you're interested, I just told you. Why not? Why should I hide it? It's no secret. In Europe, for $1,400, you cannot rent a place like this. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? In Europe, to rent this space in Europe, you would, don't even think 3,500, under 3,500. You're not gonna see it. You're not. $3,500 a month rent for a space like this in Europe, you can consider yourself a lucky person. So I'm saying this is an advantage in America because you can afford to live spacious, but it comes with such difficulties because you can only afford that once you're probably 25, earning a good salary, if you're even lucky at that time. And also, it's then again, you're far away from the city, from everything else. You're in a nice neighborhood, safe, green, and all that, but there's no life. It's lifeless. Who knows what criminals are around here? I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know what people are in these houses.
taxes, they're already put into the price of products. So when you see, oh, it's $1, or €1, oh, I only pay €1. In the US, it is not like that. We have sales tax, so a certain percentage is added onto that product. And the thing is, I cannot tell you what the sales tax will be where you're going to travel because it's different everywhere. Cities, states, counties, different products have different sales taxes. And some products don't have sales taxes. Some cities don't have sales taxes. Some have 10% sales tax. It can be different anywhere you go. So if you're going to go get your dollar menu item at a McDonald's or a Culver's or a wherever, it's not going to be $1. Where I live, there's 2 cities right by where I live. One, it's going to be $1.08. The other one is going to be $1.09. So be ready for that. And it's not just the sales tax. Also, there could be the tipping on top. And that leads us into the 5th don't, and that is don't forget to tip. Look, in the U.S., you tip 15 to 20%.
Look, I will tell you something. I have had a restaurant in Bali, Indonesia. I have had a bar in Austria, Vienna. I have worked at bars and events and clubs. So I am in the gastronomy. My family is gastronomic. It's very important to tip. But well, let's continue with this. We will get back. Let me not talk too much. Let's listen a little bit to him before I just only me talk. And in the end, you guys are like, what was you said you're going to show us something. In the end, you showed us nothing. You just rambled the whole fucking time through.
At a sit-down restaurant, okay? Now, McDonald's, stuff like that, no, you don't tip at a fast food place. But it's a sit-down restaurant where they bring you your food and stuff like that, you will tip them 15 to 20%. If you are in a group of 6 people or more, sometimes they automatically put the gratuity on there, which sometimes can be 18% or something like that. Look, when you come to the U.S., there's a reason why the food is like so affordable. Like, wow, it's cheap to go out and eat in the U.S. It's because there's kind of this understanding that it's
not cheap to eat in the U.S. I'm sorry to tell you. I don't know what prices you're looking at. Compare the prices here to Europe. It's the same. The fast food prices are the same. The difference is that in order to eat, we in Europe, we don't have so many fast food places because we don't eat so much, like it's ridiculous. It also makes the city look kind of crappy to have a McDonald's on every corner, right? In what computer world are you living? Like you don't want McDonald's everywhere. It doesn't look good, for fuck's sakes. But the thing is that to go to nice restaurants, we have nice small bistros and everything that are maybe a little bit more expensive, but you don't feel it. You can afford it. Whilst in America, in order to go eat out well here, fuck man, you really gotta dig in your pocket here. To go to eat well here, not to eat fast food, it is not cheap at all. Like compared to Europe, wow, that is such a disadvantage as well. Here, to go out, you really gotta make an event out of it because you're gonna go into your pocket to go out nicely. And whilst in Europe, you can do that. And if I want to go to a nice Italian restaurant, really nice with candlelight and everything, maybe not so classy, not 5 stars, but still doesn't matter, 3 stars and good food. And the owner, probably I know him for 10 years and blah, blah, blah. And if I go to a nice pizzeria, I can go there and have a glass of wine and a nice dinner. I can do that for 25 euros. That's $30. Whilst in America, to go out for $30 and drink a glass of wine and have a good dinner at a nice candlelight restaurant, that's not possible. You'll never see that shit. Never. And that's quality of life diminished.
Service fees and paying for the workers and the waitresses and stuff like that, that goes on to you, the person eating there, with the tips. So the food and stuff can be cheaper when you go out to eat. And I know a lot of people say, I don't believe in tipping, and this tipping isn't the right thing. They should pay their people more. Well, if you want to pay more for your food, they can do that.
It is right. In Europe, okay? You are paid. It's optional tipping. And the service doesn't harass you. You will see at one point, I wanted to wait, but I'm sorry, but when I go out that one fucking time in America, like with Steve, which I don't know when it was, if it was, then I don't want, the thing is in Ohio, I haven't gone out a lot. I admit to that, but I have gone out when I was traveling and visiting. I was 5 times in California for work. I was one time Texas, one time Chicago, and one time Catalina Island, but and that doesn't count, does it? And then Texas, Las Vegas, Chicago, somewhere else I was too, I forgot. Anyways, what was my point regards tipping or? Yeah, so I was there, and that's the thing. The service it's good to have nice service, and I had restaurants, I told you, in Bali, but I trained my people in Bali, for example. I told them, in Europe, when your drink finishes, the European people want you to bring the next one or immediately be attentive. Whilst other people in America, they don't want you to, they feel you're upselling. They don't want to, you have to have the feeling with the people. And to keep on going to the table, it can be harassment because you can annoy people because maybe they're there to have a nice time, conversation, something deep, it's not just for food about them, it's for the whole moment. And you keep on interrupting their fucking moment, and you think you're doing your job, and you are probably, and you want to get a good tip, that's for sure. But you're not going to get a good tip if you have just ruined the fucking moment by keep on going and asking useless things.
Something we do here in the U.S. So do tip that 15 to 20%. Oh, also, if you're at a bar and you're buying drinks, you're going to want to tip a couple dollars here and there. Otherwise, the bartender might not be too quick to come back and get you your next drink.
Ready to switch? Break up with wipes. Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water. Micelles cleanse like a magnet without harsh rubbing. Tested to remove waterproof mascara.
So following off of those tips, what you need to realize is our next note is don't be freaked out by the over-the-top service and free stuff you sometimes get in the U.S. Look, because of tipping and commissions and stuff like that, yes, there is a lot of over-the-top service here. But the thing is, in the U.S., the people actually are pretty nice and they want to help people. And sometimes for some travelers, they come from countries where people don't get a lot of service sometimes. It can be a bit much, so don't freak out about it. Also with that is don't be freaked out with some of the free stuff you get when you go to restaurants. Look, if you go to a restaurant, they bring you bread and water, chips and salsa and all those really good things. That's included in your meal. Okay, so if you're going to be buying something, they're going to give you some free stuff. It might be some bread, it might be a salad, it might be a water, it might be something like that. So don't be like shocked and like, wait, I didn't order this bread, I didn't order this salad. Oh no, that comes with your meal, okay? Now the thing is though, you can't just go in and get chips and salsa and walk out, all right? You actually have to order some food when you go there. Now my next note for you is don't smoke cigarettes in the U.S. If you're smoking cigarettes in the U.S., people will look at you like you're trying to kill their baby. Cigarettes is like totally verboten, like people really frown upon it, which is funny because when they talk about marijuana and stuff like that, people don't seem to care as much, but cigarettes, oh, you're trying to kill my baby with that cigarette 2 blocks away. So if you do smoke, make sure you try to find a place.
Me, I haven't had, only one time. Yeah, with the smoking, it is ridiculous. But one time I had it where Steve went into a shop and I got out of the car, I smoked in the parking lot. And a person came out, there's no smoking here. I'm like, we're out in the parking lot, I'm outside. But that was the only time. In rest, I didn't really have much problems in America with smoking. But it is hard to smoke, let's put it like that. But that's everywhere. I'm not going to now tie that down to America. No, that's everywhere. Smoking these days is hard everywhere, so I'm not going to put that one on America, no.
Place where you can smoke, because a lot of restaurants, or pretty much all restaurants, hotels, stuff like that have smoke-free. It's smoke-free, so you have to go like 15 to 20 feet away from doing things, so that can be something. So I've come here outside my favorite liquor store to give you the next don't, and that is don't try to buy alcohol unless you're 21 or cigarettes unless you're 18 or over in the U.S. They will not sell them to you. And the thing is, don't forget your ID, because if you look like you're 40 or under, they may ask you for that. And don't get mad at them, because if they don't ask, they could get in trouble and get fined. So don't be surprised, because we've had friends that have come here, tried to buy alcohol, and they're like, sorry, you don't look old enough. Oh, I don't have my ID. Too bad. And the thing is, it's not just the person buying. They might ask anybody with you. So make sure.
That's one thing I have to say about America, yeah? You can drive when you're 16, and we all know that 16-year-olds really have not really gotten drunk yet. So you're going to be tempted to be drinking because you're 16, and every young person in their life, not every, but not 100%, but I think 80% or 70%, a lot, will be tempted to try alcohol because it's just part of life. And 30% will not, 70 will, but they're 16 and they're already driving. It's not a good thing. First, let them experience what it is means, the dangers of being drunk and how shitty it is and how you lose control and how you vomit and how disgusting it is. And then let them drive a car. Don't let them drive a car and not know yet about alcohol. It doesn't make sense. It is just logics for me, But no, 16, you're allowed to drive. And then you experiment on your free time with alcohol. Don't drink and drive. We trust you because you're 16. And you have common sense, right? Yes, we had the opioid issue. We gave everybody codeine and oxycontin and benzos and everybody in the country on this, doesn't matter the age. But you can only buy cigarettes and alcohol when you're 21. Are you hypocrites, America? Make it make sense. If you have any kind of psychological intelligence, you know what you are just trying, the things you're trying to portray and make sense don't make sense. 16 can drive, not even having experienced alcohol yet, and you think it's okay. That they're going to follow the rules, for sure. And then you wonder why you got all these DUI issues going on, because you don't know how to raise your kids. America, you don't know how to raise your folk. You don't know how to make rules to raise the folk the right way. Look at all the slobs you got around. I have to say it as it is, and I have the right. This is entertainment purpose only and subjective. It is just my opinions.
Everybody has their ID if they want to buy liquor, or they want to buy alcohol, or if they want to buy cigarettes. So just FYI on that one. Oh, that's also another don't I have for you is don't bother with a metric system when you come here. We don't use meters, we don't use kilometers, we don't use liters.
Yeah.
It is inches, feet, miles, gallons,
I learned
things
this.
like that.
I learned why. I don't know why. It sounds all. Just listen to yourself. Feet, gallons, such ugly terms. Why don't you just go with the normal liter, centimeter, meter, kilometer, kilogram? No, mile, pound, ounce, yard, foot, gallon. Ich.
Conversion chart here to show you, but honestly, you may say, hey, how far is it to this next town? And they'll tell you, oh, it's like 60 miles. You're like, what's that? Just 60 miles, it's about 100 kilometers, okay? So just do that, because the people here won't get it. I mean, I have people...
The people don't get it.
Away,
the
like
people... Wait, I'll show you something else to show you some other shit.
It's like 100 yards.
After
okay.
this.
So make sure you do know your imperial system, okay? Because metric, we don't do that so much here. So our next note is when you do come to the U.S., there's a couple things you don't talk about, okay? One is gun control, and two is politics, because no matter where you are...
You know, gun control, before it even starts, I will tell you, I'm against to have guns. I don't believe that the society, we should have trust in each other that we don't need to have guns. If you need a weapon, have some laser crap or whatever, laser gun, a BB gun, knife, whatever in your drawer. That's all right. But guns, I believe, is just too far. Guns belong just for the police and military, not for a human person, the everyday human person. It is that way in my mind. It's crazy. And because if you look at the statistics, there are so many stupid assholes that exist, sadly, uneducated. Their IQ. Why would you give your population that anyways it's a little bit out of control already with what's going on everywhere, and especially in America? Why would you give your population that is under the average IQ the ability to have guns? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to, kill your own society instead of helping your society to be smarter and get along? And no, this is to make it nice and order, for the future. No, let's just give all these morons guns, because they need to protect, the morons have to protect themselves from the morons. So basically you're just saying America needs guns because we're all fucking idiots. That's in my opinion. Because if you have a smart country, your country doesn't need their people to have access to guns. Guns are for military and police and that crap, not for the average human being. He can protect himself with a laser gun, with a pepper spray, with a knife, just like other people do. No, but in America, no, you need guns because morons must protect themselves from the morons, because we're just all a bunch of morons at the end of the day. That's what it comes down to for me. But, I just say what I think. Listen.
You'll get people on either side of the spectrum, and they will have an argument with you. So it's best just to lay off those topics, talk about the weather. Oh, wouldn't it be nicer if it was sunny today and we could go sailing? Yes, that would be much better than discussing gun control or politics. Just putting that one out there for you right now. Now, my next note for you is don't assume that all the U.S. and all the Americans are the same. I know a lot of people...
Exactly, Kelly L. And these people, because they're not normal and they think it's cool, and then one night, craziness hits them and they shoot themselves or they shoot someone else. Because why? It's America, Guns should not be considered as an everyday normal tool. I don't believe it, It's just like what? You can also say, well, we should all be able to have, how you call it? Grenades. Why not have a grenade? It's just ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense to me. And then you just look at the news statistics, how many wives and children use the guns they find from their father. The wife is depressed one day. That's why I told Steve, Steve, where I'm living, I don't want a gun around because I'm crazy. And I admit it, I'm crazy. I hired someone to fucking kill me, like I don't need a gun in the house because in one moment you don't know what's going to go through my head, and at least I'm aware of it. And I admit it. I told him, no guns in my house, no guns.
Say, oh, you're a typical American. It's like saying you're a typical European. Look, the U.S. has all kinds of different cultures, all kinds of different people, all kinds of different topography and scenery and stuff like that. And when you come here, don't assume it's all the same. You will see regional differences in cuisines and how people treat each other, and how everything looks, all kinds of stuff. So don't just think there's just one kind of American. They're all fat, slobby guys with ponytails. No, there's actually a lot of skinny people in America too, not just fat guys like me and my buddy Jeff.
No, I agree.
There are those. So don't assume it's all
I
the
agree.
same, all right?
The sad part is that America is not taking care of their population, and that's why at every corner you have a Burger King or a McDonald's or a Taco Bell. Taco Bell, I think, is the most. If you ask me in Ohio, but I'm just judging Ohio right now. Taco Bell everywhere. But they're not taking care of their population because probably they don't care. The people think selfishly to themselves, you know what, I'm going to be gone in 50, 60 years. Why do I care? Well, that's very selfish. That's primitive thinking. That's shit. That's why you guys have seen me when I get Amazon boxes and I see that a little nail polish they put in a whole fucking box, and I think to myself, what a waste. What a treat just died for this packaging. And I cry because, okay, I'm emotionally unbalanced. I am emotionally unbalanced sometimes. I'm too sensitive. But it's just, nobody takes care, and that's why the people are obese and fat. But there's fat people all over the world, so that is fact. They're the higher population is higher in America, therefore also the statistic is higher. But the fat people are all over the world.
Right, so do go out and explore, and that's why I always say is if you're going to come to the U.S., go and explore different regions because you'll get a really different feel. Because going to the southeast and seeing the plantation homes and going to see the southern towns down there versus going to the northwest and Seattle and Portland, or going to San Francisco, or going to the Midwest with Chicago and Milwaukee, you're going to have a very different feel, which is really a cool thing to do. And you start to understand is, wow, the U.S. does have a lot of different cultures within it, a lot of different feelings when you go around here. And following on with that, I guess I would say another don't assume there's no culture in the U.S. because there are a lot of cultural centers out there. If you go down to New Orleans, you see a very rich culture there. You go to New York or Boston. Here in New England, you have a very distinct culture. In the Midwest with Chicago, Milwaukee,
Okay,
you go to the West Coast. I mean, there's a lot of
Okay.
different landscapes and seascapes like we are here in Connecticut. There's a lot more to it than that. And how I'm feeling, they're like, well, I was just saying, how are you?
Ah, yeah, this
Here,
is awful.
how are
Yeah.
you is just, it's not a question, it's a statement. It's like saying, I think that how are you or how's it going is actually a question. Look, when we say how's it going, how are you, these kind of things in the U.S., it's not a question, it's a statement. It's like saying hi. Okay, just take it as a hi. Because a lot of people say, is everyone happy?
Yeah, we don't do that in Europe because it's called fakeness. It's called being fake when it's not necessary. I'm coming to buy cigarettes from your store. Just tell me how much I have to pay. Thank you, bye-bye. I don't have time to fake talk with you, and I don't need you to fake talk with me. It's just unnecessary. Let's be productive and let's skip the fakeness. It is not called for. Thank you is enough, and I don't need small talk. Hey, how are you? And it's confusing when I go in America. Hey, how you doing? And it's like, what? You don't know me. Don't act like you know me when you don't know me. Just keep it real. Keep it fucking real, But the American, no, they're already so programmed like robots. I'm telling you.
Ask me how I'm doing. When I try to tell them how I'm feeling, they're like, well, I was just saying, how are you? Here, how are you is just hi. Think of it that way. It's like in France. Ça va? Ça va. How's it going? How's it going? We're good to go. In Portuguese,
Ça va,
tudo
ça
bem,
va.
everything good? You answer back, tudo bem, everything good. It's just, how are you? How are you? You move on, okay? So don't think it's an actual question, all right? Now, another don't I have for you is don't expect
Somebody
a lot
wants
of
to
the
say
fancy
hello.
hotels. You're thinking, oh, I'm going to pay more money for this hotel. I'm probably going to get nicer stuff, like a nicer breakfast, better Wi-Fi. Oh, no. For some reason in the U.S., it seems like the nicer the hotel, the more you have to pay for the things you think would be free, like Wi-Fi and breakfast. So don't feel like you have to stay at the fancy hotels, because honestly, if you're going to be going out and exploring, you just need a couple beds, right? So stay at the hotels in the U.S., and the cheaper ones will give you free Wi-Fi, free breakfast, all these kind of things, which is really nice, so don't expect that from the fancy hotels. Another don't I have for you is don't skip out on the local food. Look, we're here in New England. We're here in Connecticut. We've been having lobster and clams, and oh my God, New England clam chowder. Oh, my tummy is just like, more, more. It's fantastic. When I'm in the South, man, Southern fried chicken, mac and cheese, barbecue. Oh, my God. The food in the different regions in the U.S. are great. So don't just go...
There's not so much food in the US. I don't know what he's talking about. I've heard about clams, but that's just seafood. Everybody can fucking make seafood, you know? Like, that's not American. And then you got buffalo wings, all right. You know, that's also not a great... It's not... Doesn't take much theory. Not much intelligence. What else? Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese I wouldn't even be proud of. If that would be my country's food, I would be like, fuck no, you know, let me hide that one. You know, let me not talk about it. It's embarrassing, mac and cheese. It's the most unhealthiest food ever. It should, if I would be how you call it, working in the health department, I would ban mac and cheese. I would be like, no. Everybody can make their own mac and cheese. We don't need to supply this fast, crappy food. It's like for pigs. Like for pigs. I'm sorry. I like also mac and cheese and I like my mashed potato. But I make it myself. I don't like that craft. That craft thing you can use maybe for camping or for emergencies. But you don't buy it to eat in the house. You don't buy it. If you want, make it yourself. What the fuck? You cannot boil... You cannot boil those noodles. What do you call them? Those little noodles. And then some cheese and some whipped cream. You can't fix that up yourself. It's not. And an egg yolk, chopped, mixed around the egg yolk. You can't do that. It's not a big theory to make mac and cheese. Give me a break. Grace, wonderful. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming by. So, okay, we're done with this person. I don't know about great food in America. Turkey, but turkey is just turkey, for fuck's sakes, you know, like, give me a recipe, give me something where I can say, whoa, how do you make it? So, with that, he doesn't have a point with me. So, we're done with him. Now, I want to go and I want to introduce you to this person. I just found him recently on the internet. I will also continue with some American things, but I thought to also show you this because it's interesting. You can see what I've been watching. This one. Feels better. You see, you can learn what I'm watching, and it's interesting. I don't watch stupid shit. I'm not boring. I really am not boring. I'm not stupid. Okay, let's see this. Or no, this is more interview. You have to follow and you don't understand. Let's first see. I didn't see this one yet.
Old for this.
Yeah, I'm old enough.
Stop kicking us out.
Yeah, stop with so much hate. Spread love. Nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to hang out. I thought people would be more inclusive. They're being very exclusive so far, but it's okay. Over time, we'll wear them out. People will relax over time. You guys can talk to us. We're just trying to be friends.
I don't want to be on that.
He's not trying to.
Oh my God! I swear, I'm dude. We got some pretty ladies here. 3 pretty ladies together. together. That's all it takes. Seriously, we're just trying to bring awareness. Do you not like my outfit? I look okay.
Are you trying to mock the trans community?
No, I am part of it. I'm gender fluid. I'm trans myself, so I can wear. What are you talking about? See, why do they get to decide who's trans and who isn't? That's these people. They're,
We know you, Alex.
what? And I'm also Alexandria. I wear this outfit a lot.
Honestly, I think that selling your body, like if we're going by that definition, being in the army is worse than being on OnlyFans. Wow. You're selling your body to the government.
In all of my life of living on planet Earth, I have heard some stupid things, but this video is one of the stupidest things I have ever heard.
And men get pregnant.
Mr. Chairman? Yes.
Okay. Define what a woman is.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
there are people who identify as different genders who are capable of getting pregnant. That is my position on this. I am not going to feed more into the bigotry of that.
The fact that she said yes with a serious face tells you all you need to know about these people. We have come to a world where people are beginning to say that men can become women and women can become men, and men can apparently get pregnant. And if you are to say otherwise...
It's true. It's true. I myself am very open sexually. I have maybe overshared too much about this already in my on the YouTube, but it doesn't matter. But I see these young people, they are becoming lost, you know, they're becoming delusional. It's not being normal anymore. We gave it attention, we give it attention, they're accepted, you're accepted, you have acceptance, you can marry, you can do that. But the young people, they're not making sense. Like, just please. And that's where I think that things are just going out of control, and there's nobody to say, hey. That's why I'm saying in Europe we're much more controlled people, because we wake each other up, you know, like we wake each other up. We don't let the other people be delusional. We don't just walk away. We open our mouth and say, what the fuck is that wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with this person? And then other people, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then this person fixes themselves up because they know they're in the wrong. But here in America, you let the people be delusional. Oh, you know, we don't want to be prejudiced or anything like that. And you let them be delusional, and they try to change the reality. They try to change the reality. There are people going to doctors that are delusional, that they think because they're transgender that they're pregnant. And the doctor is telling them that they're not pregnant, you know, like it's... Or no. Opposite, they're going to the doctor and saying that she was a woman and now she's a man, so she cannot be pregnant. The doctor says, well, probably before 2 months ago you were still a woman, so 2 months ago the woman that you were 2 months ago had sex, and now you are a man, but you still, you get what I mean, you still have the body of the woman that you were 2 months ago, and you're pregnant, and she doesn't want to accept it. People are ridiculous. It's becoming freaky as fuck.
As you're a bigot. The ABCD.
And I like that there's people like this that are aware.
Definitions as they go along.
That make other people aware, because I'm not, everybody knows me, that I'm very free mentally, sexually. Too free. That was not always good. But now I'm married. You see me doing anything with men or women? No. I'm in the house dancing with you. So give me credit for that. But the thing is that, you know, like the people are taking it too far, and nobody's saying anything. Everybody's like, no, you cannot say anything against it. You cannot, nobody's saying anything against it, but keep it under control. Keep it normal. I want the children of today to, you know, to live a normal life, to grow up normally. They're probably confused. What are children meant to think? Oh my God, do I say him to her? Do I say her? It would confuse the fuck out of me. I would always be socially awkward, because I would always be thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna make a mistake now if I don't know how to talk to this person, because I don't know how to use their pronoun or what pronoun they use. So I better not talk. It would hinder things. It will hinder things. It will make life complicated for no fucking reason, just because they want extra attention. Fuck it. Fuck that shit.
New reality in hopes that everyone else will believe in the delusional reality that they claim to create.
Okay, so I keep getting asked if I am transitioning, why am I pregnant when that's such a woman thing to do?
Well, yeah.
Pregnancy in itself is not like a feminine woman thing for me.
That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't take away from like mothers who are pregnant and go through motherhood.
Of course it does.
For them, that is a woman thing. That is a feminine woman experience for them. For me, it's not, because I'm not a woman, and when I'm pregnant, I'm still not a woman.
Why? What?
Are you sure about this?
Yeah. What? Excuse me. Doesn't make any sense. Even he, I love him. He always walks out. When he can't take the stupidity, he just walks out. He does this all the time. You should follow him. He's pretty cool. He has a lot of
You
followers.
cannot change your biological sex. It's physically impossible.
I'm saying to you,
It is impossible
it's a legal
to.
reality
It is.
that you can.
This thing is about sport. This is about males and females.
Well, the problem when we talk about biology is
Yeah.
neither of us are scientists, but
You don't need to be a scientist to know man or woman.
you and I both know that it's a lot more complicated
What's
than that.
the complication?
It's not as simple as, for you it may be very simple, but
Can you-
we're
can you-
indulging in ignorance
Can you
by
become?
not suggesting
Can you become?
that
Can you
there's
become
more
male?
to it than that.
Can you become male?
I don't want to be
But
a
can
male.
you become male?
I don't-
Is there anything that could be done that could turn you
Yeah.
into a male in the way that I'm male and pierced?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
See now, do you see how you've qualified your question? So you first
Can you-
asked me,
can you become
I
a male?
become a male? And I would
Okay,
suggest
become a male.
probably yes in terms of
How?
medically. But
you
then
can't.
you said,
But
then you
you
said,
know that
then you
that's not
said,
true.
like you and peers.
Because male is a
Well,
sex.
I can have gender recognition,
All right.
can't I? I can
Listen.
legally become a male.
Once again, with the ABCD community's nonsense, they're saying absolute rubbish. In decades and centuries to come, we are going to look back in history and say what a joke we were as a society in the Western world. It's hilarious that these people are allowed to come onto TV and say the nonsense that they are saying, and they say it with a straight face, which is even much more hilarious.
Do you
Yeah.
regret not getting
It is.
married, having children now that you're older?
Well, and I'm gay.
You're gay?
Yes.
You don't look gay.
We come in all shapes and sizes, brother.
So you're gay?
I'm gay.
I didn't know you were gay.
Yeah, well, I just told you.
How did you become gay?
One doesn't become gay. One is born that way.
Does God know you're gay?
I believe so.
Did he make you that way?
That's my opinion.
You think that God made you gay?
Yes, I've been gay as long as I can remember.
And so, have you been with men?
Of course.
Like sexually?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing.
This is mind-blowing for you?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I never expected a priest and a father of Epiphany Church to be gay.
That
You
sounds
don't
like
look
you're
gay.
coming from the assumption. What's look gay mean?
You know, switching and soft looking.
Really? That's what you call stereotyping. That's like if I were to say to you, well, you're black, where's your fried chicken?
Oh, wow.
I'm asking for every pro-Trump patriot watching this video to click the link below.
Let's click the
And
link.
today, my campaign would be
Click.
nothing without your support. We're doing phenomenally well in fundraising and in the polls. We're leading every single poll against crooked Joe
Donald
Biden. We have to
Trump.
win. Your support is the only
Donald
reason
Trump,
we're
Donald
leading,
Trump.
and it will be your support
Donald
that will
Trump.
lead us to victory.
He
We
makes
have
me
to have
laugh.
victory.
I
If we
like him
don't,
because he
our
makes me
country's
laugh.
finished.
And America is not my
Before we
country.
get back into the video,
America is not my country. I would never ever want to have a president like Trump for my country. But then again, Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is an action star from Austria, is was the governor of California. So you never know who can lead. But it's, in the end, for me, he makes me laugh. I find Trump funny for me. But in the end, as a president, if he were my president, I would not find it funny. I understand that. So regards that conversation with the old man, yeah, it was from 1967. The thing is that I agree with the man. I like the way he talked, like that. Yeah, I was born gay. I believe people are born I believe people are, and even if they change throughout, everybody has the right to be how they want, but you don't need to emphasize so much, like it's just part of life. It's sexuality. It is like the way you eat now. The people always need to make such big deals about, I'm vegan. Okay, be vegan, live your vegan life. All right, but let me live my life. And then just live your life. Don't make such a big deal about it. Just sex is like part of eating, part of life. We don't live just for our purpose of sex in life. We are not sexually orientate I am, but I'm sick. No, I'm not. At some point, some person said that I had some issues with that, but I don't think so. That's too much information. But sex is just part of life. We don't live. We're not alive in order. We don't live for sex. Sex is part of our life, but we don't live for it. Just the same goes for food. We eat food in order to live. We don't live in order to eat food. The same thing. Same thing.
I need everyone to turn on their post notifications so that you get notified whenever one of my videos come out. Like the video as much as possible, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow me on Twitter at YinkaThatGuy. Let us get back into the video.
Hi, I'm Kiko. I'm 23. I go to
finished.
UCSB and I also bartend.
My name is Optimus Prime. We are autonomous robotic organisms from the planet Cybertron.
A store that is pretty much all women. Whenever they're like addressing us, they're always like, hey ladies. So I've taken it upon myself as someone that is non-binary to use this to not listen. And whenever anyone addresses a group as ladies, I am not included. So when they say, hey ladies, let's like stop talking, or hey ladies, let's like get to work, I will do none of it because you're not talking to me. You're not talking to me.
If you're not included in when they call out ladies, why are you so angry for? If you claim that you're not a lady and you're a they, them, or you're a he, she, or you're whatever you claim to call yourself, why don't you just keep that to yourself and move on with your life? But the woke ABCD community want to complain about everything and want to make themselves victims of everything and act as if they're competing in the victim Olympics, which is what all of them do.
Dad, I think I have another customer. Hello.
Hi. I saw you doing a car wash.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are the donations for?
It's for my friend Lynn here. She's transgender and we're trying to raise money for her hormones, so it's for a good cause.
You call that a good cause? I mean, you're born who you are.
Yeah, and she was born as a trans girl.
Yeah, she's born as Lynn. This is who she is.
You can't change who you are. I mean, you're born a boy or you're born a girl.
We are just living our lives as who we are. We love ourselves. We embrace who we are, and we
You
wish
don't love
that
who
you
you
could
are.
embrace
You were
us
born
too.
a certain way. You don't love how you were born, apparently.
Don't tell me if I don't love myself, because I know who I love, not you.
You don't,
I
because
don't.
you
I
changed.
don't. I think you should go.
With this, I disagree very much from this man. This man is very narrow-minded, and he should not be talking this way. He should not be seeing it this way. And you're born who you are. That's assholish. That's assholish. He can say it nicely and say biologically, but it doesn't mentally. Things are different now. Biologically, it is what it is. You cannot change facts, like I cannot can't paint my kitten to look like a tiger and say, no, this is not a cat, this is a tiger, but you cannot change facts. But people mentally, they have the right to, don't put them down, but you don't have to say, you're not a man, you're not a woman. That's shitty, that's harassment, or how you call it. That's not fair.
I don't think you're welcome here at this car wash.
I wouldn't give my money anyway.
We need more people to speak the truth just the way
No,
this
it's a little bit too
They want
harsh.
to force their delusions onto other people and expect us to lie against our own beliefs and against our own morals. Newsflash for the ABCD community. There are people who do not believe in the nonsense that you believe in. And we have centuries upon centuries to back up that you cannot change your gender, and gender and sex are intertwined. And he was also kind of right in saying that you don't love yourself, because if you love yourself, you wouldn't change who you were, which is what these people do.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with this.
Texting.
Like, would you text me?
Yeah, that are interested in you, but you're not interested in them.
Like right now, actively, probably like between 5 and 10.
5 to 10 DoorDash drivers have arrived.
Power outages in several areas due to the cold winter.
Do you know what happens when the power goes out during the cold winter? Hell will totally get frozen over.
Protect LGBTQ rights or lower taxes.
Why are we not saying everybody's right?
We're just putting it in the category kind of like Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, we're going back to this. We're finishing this.
Every
Let's
life
finish
matters.
this.
You're black is crazy. So you're saying lower taxes.
Facts.
I just went to this because I just saw this guy today, and I found a few new people today, and when I see new people, I want to share. And as you saw, Anita, I don't agree with everything he says, not with at all. With something he is too harsh, he's too against it. But with some things I understand, he makes a point, but not with everything. I just says my opinions about that. But now let's look at this. I put the meat to cook. And here of the rice.
Well, we can tell you ugh works both ways, and there are plenty of things Americans eat, do, believe, and say that Europeans find plain weird. Today, we'll look at some of those things. In this episode of the Infographic Show, American Things Europeans Find Weird. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so that you can be part of a notification squad. We'll stay with food and restaurants for the time being. As we've discussed in other shows, not everyone in the world is so draconian about tipping. In fact, in some parts of Europe, throwing a buck on the counter after receiving a cold beer would be totally insulting. In many European countries, tipping in some situations can be seen as charity. When visiting the US, many Europeans might find it weird that a waiter or waitress keep coming back to your table. In the States,
Wait. It's too speeded up. I have to slow down the speed. Like this, we can't understand anything. But like I said, here's again the topic about tipping. It is different, In Europe, it's when you finish your glass, you really want because when we go out to drink, we go out to drink. We don't go for one drink, Well, no, we don't. So yeah, when it's finished, we want to get attention. Would you like another one? Or usually the waiter will never bring you the second drink if you don't order it. That doesn't happen unless he knows you. If he knows that you're a drinker, then he will. But if he doesn't know you, it will never happen that you'll get another drink just because he assumes you finished the first. That's a lie. Steve has been missing these days, huh? He's very much into his own world and brain again. Summer's coming, bike. So he's in his world. So it is what it is. At least I have you guys to talk with. Let me slow this down a little bit. And I will also skip through things that we already talked about. Playback speed 1.25.
it may be seen as just good service, but to some Europeans, it could be construed as someone getting in the way of a good meal. That meal, by the way, could be about 3 times larger than many people in Europe are used to. In general, American food portions look to...
the portions of food are too big. It would be better that... but that's only if you go to restaurants. If you go to Taco Bell or like fast foods, then it's standard. But if you go to a restaurant, they give you... I would prefer that they would make the portion much more reasonable, you know, because you can't eat so much food. And that they would reduce the price. That would be much more better and safer. People were asking about you if you died or if I killed you and...
You killed me.
Yeah.
Now I'm dead. She killed me.
Some Europeans like they are supposed to feed 2 people. It may also seem like an act of largesse to some Europeans when someone keeps refilling their glass of soda or cup of coffee for no extra cost. In terms of the food itself, as we noted earlier, Americans and Europeans have very different ideas about what goes with what. Pancakes for breakfast with fried chicken? Are you kidding me? Says the traveling European.
Yeah,
and
it's
what about
very
putting honey?
disgusting. It's very disgusting. Pancakes with chicken and syrup for breakfast. Pancakes I understand with syrup, but with chicken.
I tried it once, I think.
Who the fuck? Why would you do that? Why?
Waffles and chicken, not pancakes.
on bacon for breakfast. The Frenchman wanted mustard with his sliced beef and tasted something not like mustard but a sweeter version with less bite. The Italian went to Chicago and in one restaurant ordered a pizza only to be served what he thought looked more like a quiche or a cake. So, what about when Europeans head to the store? Again, the rather affable...
No, all the bread, I have to tell you guys, in America, all the bread is fucking sweet. Very hard you can find normal bread that doesn't have sugar. Why do people put sugar in their fucking bread? Like, does everything need to be a dessert, for fuck's sakes? The barbecue sauce is fucking full of sugar. Everything full of fucking sugar. Sugary little pigs they are.
They smile and general friendliness of staff may seem strange to someone from grumpy England, where service with a smile
Well,
is certainly
you
no
eat it
guarantee.
also, aren't you a sugary little pig? Can't you admit it at least? And not be a hypocrite?
I like, sugary stuff.
So there you go.
I don't necessarily like my savory food to be sweet, but I do like sugary, pastries and things like that.
In fact, it's been remarked that American friendliness can result in some Europeans thinking something suspicious is
Yes,
afoot.
it
If
is.
that European
Like I
is in a
told you
store
before, why you don't know me? Why do you look at me as if you know me and talk to me as if you know me? It's fake. Why are you wasting your time being fake to me?
or to buy a pack of cigarettes or a bottle of wine, they may be extremely surprised when they get asked for ID, as that might not have happened to them for over a decade or two. On top of Europe mainly having laxer laws on age restriction in the US after trying to buy cigarettes. Manchester, he'd probably been buying his smokes for 30 years without a problem. And then the European looks inside his or her wallet, only to see you can pay with plastic just about anywhere, which is something many Europeans are still not used to. They may also be unpleasantly surprised to find out, when they do buy something, taxes get added on top of the price they saw.
Yeah, because in Europe we support small businesses. We're all small businesses. We're not all Walmart and CVCS and Wendy's and all these big brands. No, we have a lot of small businesses. And those, they depend on cash because maybe they gotta pay a bill that day or whatever. But we rotate cash. We use cards, but of course, but we still make sure that cash exists because that's how the world works. You need that in order to make the world work for the small people. But you fucking Americans with the big brain and everything's great and big don't get that. That's how the world works, society, community. But it's not so hard to understand.
So they try and get back to their hotel, but have to ask the way. They are told to walk 6 blocks this way and turn left. Only for some Europeans not familiar with the US, giving someone directions using blocks may seem weird. Parts of Europe were not built with city blocks in mind and just gradually spread in a way that makes it hard to find your way around. When they finally do get back, they settle down to watch some TV, only for some reason the shows are interspersed with commercials that seem to be longer than the actual minutes given to the actual content. This drives some Europeans crazy. At some point,
it drives me crazy. It drives me. I don't watch TV anymore because YouTube. I really don't watch. I haven't watched TV since many years, since a decade, over a decade. I don't turn on the TV. There's no point. YouTube or Netflix or something like that. Or Pirates Bay, but Pirates Bay I didn't use in a long time to download anything. It's gotten difficult. But the thing is that I don't use TV. I really don't. And but when I was on holidays in America in the hotel room, sometimes of course I didn't feel like just, to keep the TV playing. And I would hear these commercials like nonstop and so much about food and medicine. And the medicine thing will also come up. I don't know if it will come up. Like in Europe, you have some commercials for medicine, but not for the prescription medicines. Like it's crazy. Like that's like mafia, 100%. Like, are you crazy? There's in our countries, we have called a Ministry of Health. And everything is monitored. Which doctors, what medications. The doctor needs to know the medicine, not the patient looks at a commercial and goes to the doctor and says, hey, I heard about this medication. Man, you don't know shit. The doctor should know what medication exists and what you need. That is the whole fucking point of it all.
Might come across World Wrestling Entertainment and be quite confused at how some Americans can get so worked up about what to them looks like an act with an ending already scripted. You may have to be an American to enjoy that kind of drama with such passion. Turn over to the news and depending on the channel, this may also look something like a drama or a soap opera to a European. They may easily believe they are watching a news satire. One of the great things in America though, for some Europeans at least, is the fact that some things are open 24/7. Can't sleep? Just go out. Shopping hours are relatively quite restrictive in many European nations, but in most...
Yes, that is true. In Europe, not in Romania. Romania is great. I love you. Te iubesc, România. Mi-e dor de tine. Îmi pare rău că nu te-am vizitat. But in Austria, you will not find anything except gas stations. But there's a gas station very close by. Very close by, always. You have a gas station in 10 minutes. Promise you. So, no problem. But gas stations, nothing else is open 24/7. That's fact. But not in Romania. In Romania you have, it's called kiosk. Dacă noapte ți-e foame sau n-ai țigări, du-te la kiosk.
Near a big city, there is always something to do or buy in the middle of the night. In Europe, the BBC reported that London, England, and 6 cities in Spain were the better 24-hour cities. Now we'll visit the sensitive issues of religion and patriotism. World Atlas puts America at the top of the list as the most Christian nation in the world. In the US, on any given day, you might hear the word God or at least see signs pointing to where you might find him. While parts of Europe are also predominantly Christian, the omnipresence of God in the streets may seem a little overbearing to many of these nations that have forgone church duty. It's the same with flags everywhere. You won't go far in America without seeing the stars and stripes.
And why do you think that is? Are you guys stupid? Don't you know manipulation, propaganda, and all that? Like, do you not know that the American people are wired like robots? I see my husband Steve. He's the same. His mother is the same. It comes with how the country is wired. I can see it. Maybe you can't. I can see it. It's wired like robots. Why you need always the flag everywhere? Come on, get over it. Get over yourself. Just move. Stop. To be too proud is arrogant. Get over yourself. You're not that great. You're not. Look at your people. Look at how your people are living. Overworked and fat. That's what your people are in America. Overworked and fat. I say it as it is. And very low IQ. Shame. What a shameful society. I don't care. I'm leaving. I'm not planning on it. You think I'm planning to live here? Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? I'm not living here. That's why I can talk the way I want.
Whereas in Europe, flags are usually designated to the top of poles outside of official buildings.
Yeah,
Seeing
outside of the embassy, outside of something like monumental. Yeah, we put the flag, but we don't put the flag everywhere. Why? Are we so stupid that we need to remember every day, oh, I'm American, oh, I'm American? Are we so fucking morons? Like, are the people, not me, are they so morons that they have to see that flag all the time?
May induce a traveling European to believe that he is at the house of a hardcore nationalist, not just someone who is proud of where he comes from. Interesting side note, the 2014 survey revealed the most patriotic country in the world was Thailand, closely followed by the USA. While it may not seem too weird to Europeans, the fact that some people in the States carry firearms might be scary. Per capita, more people in the States own guns than any other country. While most cops in Europe do carry guns, it's unusual.
And then what is the IQ of American people? Make a mathematical calculation. The population of America and the average IQ of America, and that they own guns. And you tell me that this is normal. And I will tell you that you are fucking, somebody took a shit in your head, or you're smoking some good shit, or getting good mushrooms, or something like that. I'll tell you. Because it doesn't make sense. Facts are facts, man.
Usual to see a cop in England, Scotland, or Wales carrying a gun. The fact that regular Joes might be carrying a firearm seems fairly weird to many Europeans.
Very weird.
It might not seem so strange to Serbians, who also have a high rate of guns owned per person. Size also matters to Europeans when traveling in the States. In America, everything just seems bigger, and not just the aforementioned dishes. The roads and streets seem larger for the most part, and if you don't have a car, it can seem hard to get anywhere, especially in a place like LA. The cars themselves seem a lot bigger, large enough to crush Mr. Bean in his Mini, and the people inside them also seem big on average, if not taller, then wider on average. The skyscrapers are taller, and in general, American houses statistically have a lot more space than the average European house. One survey stated that the Danish had the most living space in Europe, still much less than Americans, but much more than the Brits, that to Americans might seem their whole house is smaller than their basement. It may not be that weird, but one might ask why everything is so big in the US. As for appearance, some Europeans may find the amount of Americans that are continually decked in what looks like gym wear a bit strange, as most are not going to the gym. Other styles that are mostly an 80s thing but seem to have stayed around a little are the big hairstyles on some older American women. Big lips and big breasts may also be a fashion weird to some Europeans, while in the USA the president still seems to sport a fake tan. On the positive side, Americans all seem to have such perfect white teeth, quite different from those Brits. This was hilariously depicted in an episode of The Simpsons in which the Big Book of British Smiles horrifically demonstrated the apparent lack of dental hygiene in the country. So, what do you Europeans out there find strange about Americans? And Americans, what do you think is weird about Europeans? Let us know in the comments. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
And also abides by some laws and practices that many consider unusual. Europeans in particular seem to have a hard time wrapping their heads around some of them. From child beauty pageants to gun laws, let's take a look at some American things that Europeans can't understand. Sick of commercials. If you're a European enjoying a cozy night in on the couch in America, some of the stuff on TV may shock and surprise you.
Okay, we have covered this in what the guy said before. Commercials are abundant and it is annoying. I agree. It's very annoying.
Dizziness and headache. In patients with depression, worsening of depression, including risk of suicide, may occur.
And
These types of direct-to-consumer commercials peddle prescription drugs, which is an advertising standard that was rejected by the European Commission back in 2002.
Of course, why would we let asshole? Why would we let that's the whole point to have you have the police that controls crime. You have the Ministry of Health that controls doctors, medication, health, and all of that crap. They have to control this stuff. Why should just private people be able to just like, hey, it doesn't make any sense to me. And then the person that sees the commercial, they can't even go to the store to buy it, to say, hey, I saw this commercial, I'm going to go buy this. No, they have to go to their doctor and they have to say, I saw this commercial and what I want this, or what you say. You know what I mean? It's so bullshit. It's useless. It makes no fucking sense. Just shows you how crap the system is.
Sick of commercials. If you're a European enjoying a cozy night in, water, gas, electric, all seems in order. But wait a second. What's a homeowners association fee?
I don't know. I don't know about. I have to ask Steve. Steve! Have you heard of homeowners association fees? We pay this? Okay. We don't pay it. So at least some benefit. Ohio is great. Store is great, yeah. I'm just upset today.
It's a pretty obvious question, but for Europeans, it's an unwelcome surprise. These fees contributes to the local homeowners association, which is somewhat like a neighborhood watch, but managing funds to be reinvested into the community. It goes towards things like residential maintenance and common spaces, which keeps residents happy and property values up. With around 24% of all Americans living under a homeowners association, they pay $200 to $300 on average per month. It has one of the largest economies in the world. A tremendous economy, in the president's words. But Europeans looking to get into the American world of work are often shocked when it comes to vacation time. U.S. workers are not entitled to mandatory paid vacation at all. Usually the issue of paid...
Don't let me fucking go into this, because I live with Steve for 2 years and I know his vacation time, and it's just so fucking fucked up in America. They really use the people like sheep. Especially union workers, you know, veterans. They use like in the system, you're just a number there. They use you like sheep. They really don't give a shit about you as a person.
Leave is left at the discretion of employers. And yes, that does include national holidays. According to research from the U.S. Bureau of...
Anita, the most I miss about Europe is just the friendliness and, you know, feeling happy, the small happiness, you know, that social interaction, you know, everything there, like I said, here everything is so spread out. You're in your house, in your car, you go there, you know, when you get out of your house or apartment, you're already around people. There's already things happening, and good people and nice things and nice people, and it's nice, and it gives you you don't need to take drugs or anything to have high of life. You just get it from the people and from the surroundings. That is what I miss. Smiles and nice conversations, and not fakeness, you know, but a groove, a vibe, you know, like exchange of energy, you know, giving out positive energy, you know, and getting it back, you know, whilst you go amongst your day, your regular day. But you have these, you know, these endorphins and dopamine from society, from the surroundings, from what you see, from the people. It's just beautiful. It's just, that's what I miss from Europe. You asked me and I said it.
Labor statistics, in 2017, only 77% of American workers had access to paid vacation. Now, the reason that might leave Europeans slack-jawed is because mandatory paid vacation time in Europe starts at 4 weeks. In fact, America is one of the only Western countries where law doesn't enforce companies to give its employees mandatory paid vacation time. Don't believe me? Take a look at this map breaking down mandatory paid vacation time by country. Only the great countries are known
Look at
not
this.
to give paid time
Let
off.
that sink
It's a
in. Let
working
that
culture
sink
that
in.
undoubtedly favors employers over employees. Americans might want to think about learning Chinese instead, as employers in China must legally offer 5 days of holiday. Although that is after one continuous year of work. Win some, lose some, I guess. Florida man. If the American states could be looked at as a dysfunctional family, then Florida would be the weird uncle who once ran away with the circus and wrestled a tiger. The son.
And where do you think Steve wants to move? I asked him, what is your best place and where would you like? He said Florida. That's his dream, Florida. And now I see this, you know.
Sunshine State is the third most populous state in the USA and receives over 100 million visitors year on year. With so many people living between Miami Beach, Disneyland, and Pensacola, a little crazy is bound to be found on the fringes of society. But what Europeans aren't prepared for are the crazy antics of Floridians that make daily headlines. From Florida man believed that he was half man, half dog in March 2019 to Florida man robs bank, strips naked, then runs down the street throwing stolen money everywhere in July 2017. You can search the internet for almost any day of the year and find a headline announcing Florida man has committed an utterly baffling crime. There doesn't seem to be an equivalent for any European countries, although the UK comes close with some of its questionable journalism topics like Britain's fattest woman ate fridge and died. Let me know the funniest local headlines you've ever seen at stories@bmas.com. Fat trouble. In Europe, like most of the world, tax is built into the price of items in-store and online.
This is
So what
also
you
very
see on the
strange.
tag in America sometimes stress about the tip.
Yeah.
Although tipping anywhere up to 20% seems normal to most Americans.
I will tell you something. I have been in a lot of conflict. I'm glad I can talk about it because I own restaurants and bars and I know tipping is important and I tip all the time. But I'm not going to tip. Like if somebody annoys me, like that's the whole problem. If somebody annoys me, like if I let them politely know, if I let them politely know by the way I talk and the way I say, thank you very much. I will signal you or I will let you know if I need something. That basically the waiter should know that, hey, let me not disturb, you know. But no, they come back and it's just so fake and they just get you off. Whatever you're trying to do, they just fuck it up for you, you know. And then I'm like, why would I tip this fucker, you know, when he just fucked up my whole deal because he just was too much in our face and I couldn't get my point across that I needed to make. Do you understand what I mean or you don't understand what I mean? And I tip, but I don't want to give a big tip. You cannot obligate me. Like the people have to know how to be. They have to have the emotional intelligence. They have to know how to treat. I was myself, like I said, party organizer, event organizer. I grew up with my parents having a hotel. I know about client service. You have to know how to connect with the person. You have to know, oh, this person wants to be left more alone, or this person wants to be treated a little bit more special, or this person likes jokes, or this person wants a little bit more attention. You have to have that feeling. If you don't have that feeling, then don't do that kind of work. That kind of work, you need to have the feeling. Otherwise, you're going to fuck it up for yourself. You're going to fuck it up for the other person that's paying their money in order to eat a good food and whatever, get their point across, whatever business they got to do there. Don't fuck it up for yourself and for them. Just pick another job if you can't have the feeling for the people. You have to have the feeling for the people. Feeling for the people in this business.
There's no such obligation in Europe. Indeed, it's
no
mostly
obligation,
seen as a bonus reward for good service. And in some European countries, it's even considered rude and excessive to leave a tip. The American federal government, however, states that tips can be used to satisfy the difference between the employee's hourly wage and the standard minimum wage. This means food service.
This is the only ingredient that actually fills in your fine lines and nobody knows about it. There's a powerful light deflecting ingredient.
Servers, valets, and in-house staff in certain states can be working for a federal wage of just $2.13 per hour, which is about €1.96. So if you're a European visitor to the States, get ready
Yes, I agree. That is very little. I don't believe that this exists, but if he says it, probably it does because he's on the internet. But in Europe, the average, not for fancy bars, we're talking about just average, yeah, average. It's about in between 5 to 6 euros per hour. And then you get your tip on top. But so you know when you leave the workplace, whether you got tip or whether you didn't get tip, you know that you're gonna leave the workplace with 60 dollars, $60 for that day. 8 hours work. Is that great? Not great. No, not at all. But I'm just saying, I'm just telling you the facts that I know. I'm just sharing with you what I know. He says that's in America, that's very sad, and it shouldn't even be allowed. It shouldn't be permitted with all their control and regulations. Fuck. Oh my God, I don't even want to go into it. Like they give priorities there, but then they say that it shouldn't be allowed. There is a minimum wage. It should be minimum $4 an hour. Should not be $4 an hour minimum. Should not be anything under $4 an hour, and that's regulation. But who am I? I'm nobody. I have to write Arnold Schwarzenegger tomorrow.
Factor in your tip to the overall price of your meal. You might well be contributing to a struggling waiter's rent.
Yeah. That's what
Child
I'm saying.
beauty pageants. If you've ever been unfortunate enough to have watched an episode of Toddlers and Tiaras on TLC, I think you might side with the Europeans on the next matter. Child beauty pageants are common across America and usually consist of dolled-up little girls being thrust onto a stage to entertain a crowd of screaming moms. It's truly bizarre, but what's equally strange is how the craze got started. Child pageants originated from American Better Baby contests in the early 20th century. Babies would be scored on characteristics like weight, quality of skin, and face shape, supposedly in the name of helping to educate mothers on best practices for healthy babies. But of course, it wasn't just for education purposes. There were also cash rewards and trophies for top-ranking toddlers. This has slowly devolved into the bedazzled tradition of pushing a child on stage in full makeup and styled hair to do a dance routine for prize money. Although some European countries host similar but small...
This in Austria is not possible. In European countries, this is not possible because this is considered child abuse. I do not know how American people cannot see this. I am astounded because these are children. These children should not be living their childhood doing these things. This is an adult decision if you want to be a runway model or if you want to use your looks to make money or be famous. This is not, the child cannot decide this at her age. This is the mother. The mother is an abuser. This are mothers that are abusers. And I don't support it. And Europe doesn't support it. But America? Fuck America, like... America, I don't have any more comments. Like, better I just shut up at some point.
Smaller events, others like France have gone as far as to ban all such pageants, claiming they're an unhealthy way to treat young girls. If you ask me, their general creepiness alone should be enough to slam the brakes on child beauty pageants. Honey boo boo? No thanks. Size is everything. According to an old saying, everything's bigger in Texas. But if you're a European, you'll probably think that about all of America, right down to its people. It's no secret that America has a little bit of a weight problem. 2/3 of American adults classify as overweight, and it's estimated that almost 40% of adults in the U.S. aged 20 and over are obese. Contrasted to Europe, where a survey carried out in 2014 labeled just 15% of adults obese. That's a king-size difference, with a side of fries. The American tendency to overeat might have something to do with portion sizes in the States. A study comparing portions in Paris and Philadelphia revealed food outlet portions were 25% larger in Philly. And a review of 17 different single-serve foods like yogurt and candy bars found that 14 of them were bigger in Philadelphia. While a one-state to one-country comparison doesn't necessarily represent the whole, Europeans on social media often comment on how much bigger everything seems stateside. Have you noticed this difference in portion sizes? Let me know in the comments below. Bonus points for food puns. Oh, sugar. Living in America can really give you a taste for the sweet life, but your teeth won't thank you for it. Why?
All right, let's chat. I just finished a therapy session. Personally, being a new mom, trying to navigate so many different emotions, so many.
Well, some American foods and drinks have been found to contain huge amounts of sugar compared to their European equivalents. Some common bread brands contain up to 6 grams of sugar per serving, 6 times the amount found in European counterparts. But it doesn't end there. Taking a look at Pizza Hut's sugar content reveals most of their stateside pizzas have close to double the amount of sugar per slice as European versions. And in Starbucks, a UK venti white chocolate mocha will contain 62.4 grams of sugar. But in America, that shoots up to 72 grams. I've heard of sweetening the deal, but any Europeans making the trip across the Atlantic...
Why? Tell me why. Why is this the situation? Where's the health department? I want to work for America's health department. Can somebody get me a contact so I can send emails? I want to work there. I want to work there. I want to put my time input there. Can somebody please search the email and tell me where to write?
might leave suffering from a toothache. Gaps in the market. European standards of building a public restroom involve plenty of privacy, mainly in the form of cubicles with doors that are more door than gap. Seems obvious, but it's a standard that Americans just can't seem to adopt. With ridiculously large gaps at the top, bottom, and sides, it makes for a truly uncomfortable first visit to an American toilet for unwitting visitors.
Why would they do this? And the only question that I can tell you is the only answer that I can give you is this. They make this on purpose because it is a public toilet and they want the people not to feel too comfortable and too cozy, you know, in the cubicle. Still a little bit, you know, like exposed. And that's why. Do your business and get out. That's why I think the Americans made this style. Please write in the comments if you think I'm right or I'm wrong. I know nobody's gonna write shit, but I think that I'm right. Get out. Do your thing, get out. Because we don't want too many people cozying and staying too long in the toilets, making mess.
On their first time, Europeans are left feeling especially susceptible to unwelcome.
Doesn't make sense, Anita. Doesn't make sense because you can do. Why can you not do it? It's just showing the legs that somebody's in the toilet so you don't feel private. You can still do it. You can still put the toilet lid down, but I'm sure it's not clean. But I'm saying you can put the toilet lid down and boom, 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 slap down your line there or on the top of the toilet where the, you know, the tank is, you know, and make your line there. You can still make your line. It doesn't interfere with Coke use. I'm just telling you this.
Visitors and peeping Toms. Some people even resort to taping up the gap to prevent prying eyes looking in. But as strange as the design seems, there are some theories as to why Americans build their stalls this way. For a start, high floor gaps allow for easier cleaning, and they do make it simpler to pass toilet paper from one cubicle to another. On top of that, the vertical gaps act as a deterrent for anyone thinking of doing anything naughty behind closed doors.
Yeah. Don't get too comfortable. Like I said, don't get too comfortable.
Maybe just close your eyes before entering any American restrooms. Triggered. It strikes many Europeans as a bit odd that in America you can pick up your groceries from one aisle of a store and a gun from another. Indeed, you can buy guns over the counter in places like Walmart, and ammo can be found in pharmacies.
Yeah, it's not normal.
But seeing as guns are still legal in many parts of Europe.
I'm sorry, like America tries to look like so normal, like kids can drive at 16, but you can only buy alcohol and cigarettes at 21. Marijuana is legal everywhere. Oxycodone, oh sorry, we fucked up. Now the medical system is all in the arse. The American people are out of control. They try to be smart and try to look smart and great when they are just motherfucking dumb as fuck. And that is as it is. And I'm not going to change. This is my channel. It is just for entertainment purposes. These are just my opinions.
What is it that Europeans find weird about the gun-loving, rifle-wielding, Second Amendment-touting American citizen? It might have something to do with America's gun-related death rate, seeing as per capita, there were 12 gun-related deaths for every 100,000 people in America in 2017. Very few European countries exceed 3 gun-related deaths per 100,000 people, and none even come close to America's 12 per 100,000. The causes of the problem are fiercely debated, but it might have something to do with how easy it is to buy a gun. Background checks are usually carried out, but a research survey from Harvard in 2015 estimated that a third of American gun owners have purchased a firearm without a background check. In Europe, many countries like Austria and Germany require would-be gun owners to go through a rigorous 7-step procedure before owning a gun. High-caliber handguns are outright banned in the UK, and many categories of semi-automatic weapons are illegal to own across Europe. It's simply much harder to legally purchase a gun in Europe than it is in the US, which I'm sure is a trigger point for some. Have you noticed any all-American quirks of your own? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.
Anita, are you still here? I want to show you something. I have to clean Tinta's kitty litter, but she made me a heart. She has designed me a heart in the sand. I want to show you. I will clean it now. I cleaned it in the morning. She's been shitting and pissing. But that's good. She's healthy, that means. But look at the heart. You see? Isn't it cute? She made me a heart. I have to clean the kitty litter. Hold on. I'll put also a new documentary. How cute is that, huh? Heart shaped.
Dare to smell. Nair, like never before. Worship yourself. Nair.
Laundry call. Let's dig deep, people.
Everyday dirt and stink lingers deeper than you think.
While the culture of the United States is exported all over the world in films and on TV,
I think we're checking out stuff.
Still doing your
And then I have to clean her kitty litter. Because did you see she made come look?
I saw, yeah.
She made a heart, did you see?
Yeah, I saw. It looks like a heart.
Can you say hello to Anita and AJ?
Say hello to who?
Anita and AJ.
Hello, Anita. Hello, AJ. Hope you're doing well this evening.
Tomorrow we have to leave her alone. And at the same time, it's good because we can have an excuse to leave fast. We can say, oh, we're afraid of the cat.
Right, yeah, I didn't think about that.
She's freaking out for sure. Or you can even say that you have a camera and you saw on the camera she's freaking out.
Well, I plan to put a couple cameras around. You want to watch what she does?
Can I offer you a bag of love?
Oh, no thank you.
Can I offer you a bag of love?
So that was...
I'm showing to the YouTube the kitty litter. At least they see I do it right away.
Yeah, I do too.
I always do it right away. I really don't slack when it comes to that.
and also abides by some laws and practices that many consider unusual. Europeans in particular seem to have a hard time wrapping their heads around some of them. From child beauty pageants to gun laws, let's take a look at some American things that Europeans
No, we've seen this.
can't
This is
understand.
boring. This one.
With Pro Plan Sport, incredible happens here.
In America, like, don't you get like stomach?
No, not at all.
That's why Americans are so cool, or?
Hello. Hi, I'm Christina and I'm from the US.
Hi, I'm Haley and I'm also from the US.
Hi, I'm Hendrik and I'm from Germany.
Hey.
I only went to the US once. I visited New York for 2 weeks.
How was New York?
Very impressive to me. So many languages, different kind of people in like one city.
It's a very busy city.
It's so high, so I really like the Manhattan, how it looks like.
The skyline, yeah.
Also the feeling, because you know it from all these movies, when you're suddenly there,
Right?
it's like
Like you're in your own movie.
America, my image always.
He's very cute, and he knows that he's cute, and he's playing with it, you know, like, innocent, with his accent. He knows, but let him be. He's doing a good job. But yeah, also me, when I arrived to America, you know, I was like, wow, you know, like, because I love movies. I think everybody kind of knows that I like to direct movies, and I like movies, and maybe you don't know, but I'm a very fanatic. If I could have picked my profession in my life, it would never have been import-export, international, economist. Nah, not at all. It would have been psychology or entertainment, you know, but not actress. Nah. But like writing, in behind, directing, writing, like that. So it's entertaining for me when I watch these people, you know, and the young ones. And when I came to America, I also thought, you know, oh, the first time I arrived in America, it was California. And I said at the airport, I remember I was so hyped up. It was the year 2015. 2015, so 9 years ago. And I arrived in Lax, California. And when I arrived, I said to people, because they asked me something, and why are you not? I'm like, I'm in America. I even said, because I was so excited. I really was like a stupid tourist. I was like, it's legal to have guns here. And then the lady, she looked at me and she smiled. She's like, you cannot say this. Because if you as a person, you mention the word guns at the airport, you know, I have to make a call out. And I said, no, don't make any call. She's like, yeah, I know. But she's like, you have to be careful. Don't talk like that in America. I'm like, okay, I got it, you know. But nice lady, I was just too excited. But yeah, it's crazy. It's just so different. Differences in life.
Like the great nature and super big and very powerful military. It's a very multi-ethnic, like there are people from all over the world. Germany is also an immigration country, but USA is for immigration much more diverse. And I also grow up with the hearing of the American dream.
Yeah, American dream.
I always like this kind of American mindset that you can get from nowhere to anywhere you want to go.
You know, I watched movies, and I visited America, and I visited good places, and I went with the right people. But in the end of the day, when I see the ordinary life of the American people, it's not great whatsoever. It's not great whatsoever. The American dream. American dream is illusion. Maybe it was once upon a time, but now, I don't know, like, really, delusion, boom, 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 bottom, delusion, boom, 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 bottom, delusional people.
My image.
Accurate, actually.
Flying flags. In Germany, we don't have German flags everywhere. So national pride is a little bit lower. In America, it's like they wear it on their shirts, on their pants. The whole shirt is American brand.
Yeah, we will paint our bodies like it too.
Why are you guys so proud of this country?
It's true though. There's a lot.
There's flags everywhere.
In as many places as we have them, though.
A strong pride
Yeah.
in the U.S.
But why? Why are you guys so proud?
There are some people who really like the history.
Yeah,
And
I think it's a little separated by the people are very proud living in the U.S.
And some people too are like also a lot of military families. They'll have a flag outside their home because like they serve their country.
These soldier families, they often don't have a flag? Or?
I think a lot of them do. Because, so I'm from a military family too, and like my dad has like a flag that was
kind of been a tradition, and I think because of the history, people became very proud to be an American, such a free country, and because of those traditions,
Such a free country.
From generations, now it's just a kind of culture.
Yeah, I feel very weird because like.
Such a free country. How fucking free is the country when you as a kid, when you're young, you cannot afford to rent a place to live because you only have houses, you don't have apartment buildings that are nice. Number one. Number two, what free country when you need to have a car? To be reliant on having to drive your own car is not freedom. It is called, the country is not making it possible for people to get together. So don't blame the people. You all gotta have cars. Nah, we don't. In Europe, we don't need to have cars. That's what you want to put out there. Nah, and we're not proud of. And anyways, America, BMW, Chevrolet, and all these other. Wait, I don't. The thing is, I don't know. I cannot talk, but I know BMW, Mercedes, and all these are from Europe. So just shut up with your fucking cars, America. Just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. That you don't know what to do with this big space and you try to make people depend on cars. No, you make work for the people. Don't make the people make it work for you. You make it work for the people to have a good life and to work and to like their work. Don't make the people work for you, you piece of shit, America. Assholes.
In Germany, we only put our German flags usually everywhere when we have a football, like a soccer championship. But normally, most German people don't have a German flag in their garden or.
Yeah, we don't put the shit, man.
Free refills. I also noticed that where I'm from, we have to pay for every.
We have to pay, yeah.
It's not called refill. Just get a new drink. But
just get a new drink. It's not called a refill. We just get a new drink, and it. I'm not going to say that it's not great with the refills, but it's just that you're attracting scum. And I don't want to be around scum. When I go out, I don't want scum. I don't want people that want refills because I don't want that refill. If I want to have a second drink, I'll order it. And if I don't have the money for it, then I fucking go home and fucking drink it. You understand? I don't want to live within a community that likes the refills. Fuck that shit. Assholes, primitive pieces of shit.
Right? I didn't hear it's with beer.
Not with beer. You have to pay for beer.
It can be good for the soft drink industry, right?
I never really got into drinking soda, so I usually would just get the teas, like the sweet teas. And I would get free refills with the tea, but it's great because you get free drinks, but also you kind of drink too much sugar, right?
Yeah, but like the nice thing is though, if you're leaving the restaurant and you still want something to drink, when you leave, you can refill and then you go.
I used to do this.
With a full cup all the time.
I used to do it.
Absolutely.
Usually you have to pay for your water. One glass is expensive already.
How much?
Anything you want to drink. Sometimes water and beer price for
it's
a
the
glass
same,
is
yeah.
much different.
Like how much would it cost you?
In euro, one glass water, maybe €1.50, and the small beer maybe starts at €2.20.
He says it.
Which is the 70-cent difference.
Cheaper to drink.
Wow.
Nice boy. He says it exactly because I own a bar. The cheapest one is $2.20. Then it comes, the middle size is 2.7 euros, and the big size, which is like a Krüger, is 3.3 euros. So he knows the prices, and he said very well. You're talking to a smart person, a smart kid here.
Beer than water.
In general, we don't have that free refills in Germany. Oh, eating supersized portions?
Yeah.
You guys look like that.
Welcome to America.
Welcome to. You're proud of it? To give Just lower the price and give a normal portion. What about that? Isn't that smarter for the society?
When I went to New York, I actually found out that most of food is a little bit low quality for my standards.
Yeah.
Mostly fast food and a lot of...
Please listen to him. He says that it's just a lot of fast food and it's just shit food. It's not good. You don't want to eat crap food. Sometimes, of course, but not when you're on holiday. You don't want to eat crap food. But it's so promoted. And then he says, listen to him.
And very cheap. And if you want something like a little bit healthy, like whole food, something, really healthy, more expensive than like normal restaurants. That I understand the Americans often go for the cheaper version because it's cheaper. A lot, and second, it makes you really full. How do you guys see this?
And before, I used to eat more living in the U.S. because I don't like to waste food. And so I would usually like try to kind of finish my meal, or I would take it to go. It's a very big size, but I think the reason is because they want it to look like, oh, it's worth the price.
I even started to notice some of the hair growing back at the end of the first bottle.
This has literally changed my life.
It comes in a little dropper. You just drop it all over your scalp.
I'm very sorry, I have to cook at the same time. But I'm here, you know I'm here.
Ice and water.
Do you not do that?
Yeah, a lot of people do that in America, don't they?
Do they do that in Germany?
I don't put ice in my water. I don't put my water in the fridge. I just leave it outside and like to drink the room temperature.
I heard that's quite common.
Yeah, most of my European friends too.
In America, like, don't you get like stomach pain if you drink the ice water?
No, not at all.
So
it's never like that cold.
It's so refreshing and cool, especially on a hot summer day. I want to have ice cold water.
It makes you feel cool on the inside.
Yeah.
If it's like really hot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why Americans are so cool, or? Do you guys always have already ice prepared in your fridge?
Yeah.
Anytime
Our fridge has
of the year?
we have an ice maker in my fridge. It like the fridge automatically, like you just put in water. Like it has like a water pipe in the back of it, right? That keeps the fridge cool. But ours splits off, and so it has a special machine on the inside that makes ice automatically. So it's always full. And on the fridge, like there's a little water dispenser. Next to it, we have an ice dispenser. So you just and it.
Edna, my love, I'm so happy to see you. I love you so very, very, very much. I am just talking not about girl world stuff, Edna. I hope that you tell Jan as well and Bridge that I am managing to deconnect and I'm not childish. I'm not stuck. I'm not obsessed. I can diverse, just like Jan can, just like you can. I can do it the same. Not talking about your mama anymore.
Comes out, you can pick crush.
Perfect. Deep frying everything. I think I saw something like fried apples, or some restaurant fried apples, and Americans were running to that place.
And so there's this restaurant where pretty much anything you take them, they will deep fry for you.
Fried food, I think, is quite popular also in like carnivals or
like we like funnel cakes at carnivals and festivals.
Fried dough also.
Like I said just before, America doesn't have any foods. Barbecue, weekend chicken wings, and what? Fast food, McDonald's, that's not food. And then what? Turkey. Thanksgiving turkey is not a dish. It's everybody can make that. Mac and cheese is nothing to be proud about. Nothing. They got nothing going for them. They're just fucking piggies. Let's stuff food. No. They don't want to put time in cooking. They don't want to eat nice and small. They want to eat big and nice.
Fried Oreos.
I've never had those.
Yeah, I always see them.
And there's
popular.
people who deep fry their turkey for Thanksgiving.
So, except from fries and chicken, what is the most popular fried food in the US?
Sweet potatoes. Oh, because we make sweet potato fries instead of regular potatoes. Sweet potato fries, you get chipotle seasoning on them. You dip them in ranch. They're good.
Do Europeans eat a lot of fried food or no?
I would say that every European likes fries. America called French fries.
Yeah.
Even it comes from Belgium, but French fries and KFC is quite popular. Like a little bit fried chicken.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, what I know as fried food. When I went to USA, I didn't thought about
I love
fried
this
food
guy.
because also I didn't know about American frying like everything.
Yeah.
If I go now.
When I went to USA, I didn't know about. I didn't know about Americans frying everything. Yeah, man. When I went to Steve's mom, and I helped, and I still help her out with the house. Tomorrow we're going there, by the way. Maybe I'll make a video, maybe not. It's Mother's Day, and Steve doesn't want to do it, but you know, I have to do it for the mom because that's just me. Because I wish that I had a mom. I wish. So I'm just gonna do something for her, and it will make me feel better. And that's the end of the story. But the thing is that his mom is also like very strange with the food. Fried. So unhealthy.
Oh, I want to try green tomatoes.
Yeah.
And fried ice cream, I would give it a try for sure. About very strange things in America and...
So if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
No, wait, I have to put this down.
Just like your small business.
Colors and light, freedom and flight. Say how it is, no need to worry about.
Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for coming back. This isn't your first time here, is it? Today I've got USA versus Europe. Guide to cultural differences. I think this is going to be a good starting point. I'm going to dive into some more specific countries, into the cultural differences.
Let's see.
But let's just go all of Europe. Sounds interesting. Hey there, we are guides from Prague, Czech Republic, and this is one of our favorite pubs. But somebody just recently left a nasty review. It looks so freaking cool. Just right off the bat, I just have to say, I thought that was like a pop-up on my computer. That looks so cool. It just looks so historical, legit, I don't know, real, not as commercial. Complaining about the fact that the waiter simply asked them, "You want a beer?" The waiter brought the beer, and then once the person was finished, they brought another beer. And this guy was complaining about it. What is he talking about? That's the best thing. Once you're finished with your beer, they bring another one. So for me, from the perspective of a Czech European... Wow, wait. And this guy was... The waiter brought the beer, about the fact that the waiter simply asked them, "You want a beer?" They bring another one. They just bring you another beer?
Yeah, I just talked about this before. If you don't remember or you were not listening, that in Europe, if you know the customer and you know he comes and he usually drinks 2, 3, 4 beers, when he finishes his first beer, you bring him the next beer. Because he likes it that you don't need to ask him, you know, it's not flirting, but he knows he's gonna pay for it. He's aware of it, but he knows you already have a relationship with customer, you know. But if it's the first customer, you will never do that. I have told you this before. If it's the first customer, I worked in this. I was a waitress in many places, and I had my own bars and my own restaurants. I know how this goes. I know how it goes down. You cannot tell me that I'm wrong. If I know this person, if I don't know this person and they finish their beer, I will maybe go and do you want another one? But I will not bring them the second one. But if I know it's a usual client that comes in every fucking day, and I know he drinks 3, 4, or 5 beers, I'm not going to not give him the second beer because he likes that. He likes that. But whatever. It's not upselling. It's just customer service.
Isn't that a lot of money? Here, that would be like $5. So yeah, they ask you every beer. So for how are they gonna know when you're done? You gotta tell them like, hey, don't bring me another beer after.
For me, from the perspective of a Czech European, that's a good sign. For an American, that may
What
be
an asshole! What a piece of shit! Look at it. Wanna be Justin Timberlake or baby, you know, like sweet boy. You piece of shit. You think you're smart? You're not. You're a piece of shit for me. Let me contradict you here with your theories. The people in Europe, they will bring you a second drink if they know you, if you're a regular customer. If you're not a regular customer, they will never do that. I promise you.
Weird or rude. So today we want to talk about cultural differences between our country, our city, and United States of America.
Yes.
First of all, you may be surprised what the beer looks like. Well, we have a video dedicated only to that. And second,
wow, I need to watch that.
When I walked in, I didn't look at a beer menu or something.
It does look like it had a big head on it.
I think that may be quite common in United States where you have different beers on tap. Most pubs and restaurants.
Let's see who this fucker is. I'm curious now because I know this guy. I know him, but I don't know this guy. Ryan Woodser, 76.8K subscribers. Oh, pretty good, huh? Pretty good, okay.
One brewery on tap in the pub. So that's why you can walk in and just say, I'll have one. So I kind of like.
Oh, wow.
That you walk into a pub and you don't have million choices.
Why is he trying to put down this guy?
In the US, not a...
Why is he trying to put down this dude? I saw this dude. I've seen him before. I know this one. I know this one. I don't know him. This is the first time I see this arrogant motherfucker. This one I know. He's just trying also, you know, to just talk whatever. He's giving out his opinions. What's this guy's complex? What's his problem with this dude? Huh?
Not only you have a choice of beers that are on tap, quite often there's 5, 10, 20, but also they will ask you, do you want draft or bottle? What kind of question is that? The reason you go to a pub is to get beer on tap, to get draft.
Well, the reason you go to a pub here in America, which you would really call a bar, is to get a beer. Whether it's on tap or not.
You're such a fucking kid, and I hate you. I hate you. You need to get a beer. You are such a piece of shit. I can't wait. I just noticed this guy now. When I'm done with this live, trust me, I'm gonna go and fucking harass this asshole.
You're going to the bar to get a beer.
A beer.
It's not necessarily to get draft
beer. If you want bottled beer, you go to a supermarket. So for us, that's a...
Although that is... I mean, that does obviously make sense. You're just paying like 5 times more for the bottle at the bar.
Big cultural difference that quite often we don't understand.
And you're
I
still
hate
expected
this
to
guy.
tip.
I hate this
Maybe
guy.
not as
I hate
much
this
as-
guy. I swear to God, I hate this dude, and I'm going to go harass the fuck out of him. I can't wait until I finish this video. I know exactly everything. This is going to be interesting because I'm not dealing with this arrogant shit. And I'll also tag this dude. I know this dude too. The Eastern European one. And I know another Eastern European one. And I'm gonna go after this motherfucking cookie boy. Cookie doll. Look at with your eyes. And you're arrogant as fuck. What do you have to say for yourself? Where you from? What you got to say? You're not doing shit. You're just commenting about somebody else, you piece of shit.
You're still expected to tip for a bottle of beer.
Now, a beer here costs 55 crowns. Let's call that $2.50 to round it up. If you go to a stadium, to a sports event here in Prague, it's going to cost around $3.
Oh my God, people would be wasted. They must be wasted there.
Okay,
Oh,
Mia,
at a
what are you
stadium,
doing?
12,
One of these little granola
11,
peanut butter bars.
15.
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
Well, nothing like
Dinner
that
is
in
ready
US.
in
If you go
about...
to a pub, it may cost $5, $6. And you go to a stadium, and it can cost $10, $15, even $20.
20, I'd walk out.
Honza hates it. Whenever he
But at a concert, absolutely. 20.
20 minutes.
goes to a sports event, he's always shocked with the price of the beer.
It's horrible.
I myself, when I travel to US, I usually don't go to sports events, but I like amusement parks. Just recently, I visited Universal
20 minutes
Studios.
dinner is ready,
It
yeah?
was the most expensive beer I ever had in my life. $15. I could
Do you
not
want
believe it.
do you want anything
Now, I
special with this? You
understand
see, you have the
that
pork
going
and the
to
rice,
amusement
the
park, you
anything.
don't go there for beer, you go there for the rides. But still, $15?
Yeah.
I mean, basically, you're in there, so it's a monopoly, and they can just wring you clean like a sponge, every last nickel out of you. Especially if you've got a family that, you know, the little kids, I want ice cream. Yeah, they're gonna charge you because there ain't nowhere else to go. You could leave and come back. That's annoying. It's like being in an airport.
Dude, it was insane. Why did I do that? Also, fun fact, I did not take a picture of the beer, but I did take a picture of the receipt. Now, the price of the beer, as I said at the amusement park, was $15. But I was asked to pay more than $16. Why? It said 15. Well, tax was not included. What is this about?
What? Yeah, no.
We go to a place, and I'm not only talking restaurants, but any store, shop, and the price tag is the final price you pay. It says 50.
That makes a lot of sense.
55 here, it's gonna cost 55. They include the tax. Why don't you do that in US?
What do you think? I mean, really, it's basically just so that the display can say a lower price. Why else? I mean, everybody does it, so therefore, you'd have to make it illegal, I would say, because why would anybody want to say, hey, this is $6.50 when you can put $5.99 on there? Basically, they're making you pay the tax after the fact rather than them paying the sales tax after the fact.
It's just sad. I mean, imagine me, I'm 11 years old, I have my first dollar ever,
So
and I
used to
walk
it,
into
though.
a dollar store, looking forward to buy something for $1. I pick up the item, go to the register, $1.50. What? It's
$1.50. No, it would be $1.07, $1.08.
the dollar store, everything costs $1, not dollar store plus tax. Now let's switch from drinks to food. In any place, you can get some food, right? Mostly you pick something from the menu and no further questions will be asked. Well, in US, quite often they will ask you how you want it customized. Do you want bacon? Do you want that cheese? Do you want this cheese? Do you want this or that and that? It gets quite confusing for us. And you can imagine me being 11 years old in US, in New Jersey, first walking to a restaurant, ordering a burger. Very much looking forward to it. And they asked me, how do you want your burger done? I said, I don't know, very well done.
Do you want it well done? Yeah. Duh. No, I want it horribly done.
Thinking that...
What a stupid joke. You see, this is, again, where it's jokes I cannot laugh at. I don't get the joke. I don't understand where the joke is going. What are you talking about? Meat being well done? As I said, I come from the gastronomy, restaurant industry. There is, discussions about how you make the meat, the temperature-wise and all that. So what are they laughing about exactly? I don't know, but okay.
Very well done. You get a brick.
They would make
Get a hockey
it
puck.
completely. Yeah, you can imagine what happened. They brought this black piece of meat that was unedible. And all my friends had a laugh about it. Now, to be fair, if you go to a restaurant in Prague nowadays, and you will have a burger, they will ask you how you want it done. But once again, the fact that you can customize anything at a restaurant in US is very
I'm trying to figure out, does he mean, a lot of food items will have follow-up questions, do you want the breakfast, do you want sausage or bacon, how do you like your eggs, scrambled, over easy, whatever. But a lot of items you just order, but you can always customize whatever you want. You can say, I don't want that, I want this, double this, get rid of that, you know, can you throw some onions in there? You can do pretty much whatever you like. Common. Can you not do that elsewhere?
For us here. So if you come to a pub or a restaurant in Czech Republic, don't expect that you can customize every single item on the menu. That's why there's a menu with things that you pick from. I really hope we didn't lose our subscribers from the United States. We love you guys. So to say something that we consider to
That's not rude.
amazing.
I think that's hilarious. That is not rude. That's good to know. I appreciate it.
thing in US that we don't have here is water. Free water at a restaurant.
That's wild.
Anywhere. You sit down at a table, and in US, you get a glass of water. Never happens in the Czech Republic, ever. Not only that, if you ask for tap water, quite often they will say, no, we don't serve tap water. And you will get a tiny little bottle of water that you will pay for $2, $3, $4. It's ridiculous. I know a restaurant where I go to, and I will always say, can I get tap water? Like, no, we can't do that. We can only sell you a bottle. And I quite often say, I'll pay you the same price that I'll pay for the bottle for tap water. Like, no, we can't do that. Crazy. Why do...
That's bizarre. Huh. Why don't they want to sell you tap water? I mean, that stuff is practically free, I assume. It is here in the States. It's practically free. A glass of tap water. For the restaurant, you know. But that is really funny. Why is the bottle so small? A small bottle of water? Oh.
We cut to here, where we are here to thank to our partner, which is...
But I will say, I guess they make up for the money lost. You know, you get free water here, but you got to pay $3 more for the beer.
Surfshark VPN. We're actually on the border with Germany. Also, many
I'm skipping this.
U.S. Link is this in restaurant describing the differences between U.S. and Czech Republic. Now let's talk about service in restaurants and pubs, because that may be a bit of a shock for you when you come to Prague.
Look how freaking awesome this looks, though. What, does a freaking Disney princess live up there? Does she need help? Is she trapped? Let down your hair. Like, look at this castle.
Quite often it is rude and not polite at all. That's also a huge difference for us. Quite often it is rude and not polite at all. That's also a huge difference for us when we go to US and a waitress will come to our table and she will
well, that means something else.
Introduce herself and she will smile and she will maybe recommend something from the menu. That would never happen here. I mean, it's changing, don't get me wrong. Service is getting better. But if you go to like a local place, a dive bar, which I would consider this place to be, quite often they'd be grumpy, and it takes a long time for them to get to know you. And after maybe a 20th visit, they will share a little smile with you. Not like in US. First time...
Why? I just have to say, why? Oops, I muted it.
They will share a little smile with you. Not like in US. First time visitor, oh, I love seeing coming you to our restaurant. My name is Wendy. Can I take your order? Hi, Wendy. Speaking of Wendy, when I was first called darling or honey in a restaurant in US, I was like, she really loves me. She just called me darling.
Oh, awkward. Well, you know, I mean, with the accent, the ladies would love that. So it might be true. But yeah. That must have been in the South. In the South, you can expect to be called darling, honey, you know, by any woman, especially serving you. That's funny. I think that's so odd. Why would you want to go through your day? Honestly, not just from the customer standpoint, but I mean, if I'm working, well, maybe I'm just a naturally kind of happier dude, but I wouldn't want to go around. Yeah. What do you want? Yeah. You know, I'd be like, hey, you know, how you doing? What's up? Why wouldn't you want to smile at people? Maybe, I don't know. Someone just give me an answer. I don't know.
I like that.
There's got to be some naturally happy people in Europe.
I mean, I like the bartender people, but people call me darling.
And
there are natural happy people.
Are they not working for tips? Is that what it is? Because that's a big factor, you know. if your bartender is just scowling at you, they're not getting paid. So, yeah, they're gonna be nice. Usually.
Let's make it stay that way, okay? We're tough guys. I like the bartender here, but he never calls me darling. Let's make it stay that way, okay? We're tough guys. Even though the two of us consider the service at places in the United States very good and very nice and very polite, there is one thing that we consider to be very rude. And that is, you're finishing your meal or maybe you're halfway through and suddenly a bill lands on your table. What is that? Are you kicking me out? That would never happen here. Any business, restaurant, pub, coffee place tries to keep you in the place as long as possible. You're done with your meal, they'll offer you a dessert. You're done with your dessert, they will offer you coffee. You're done with your coffee, maybe you want to start over and have another appetizer. In other words, they want to keep you in as long as possible. You have to ask for the bill. In US, very often, you're halfway through. Here's your bill.
Guys, I'm here, but I have to be also doing my housework.
No, this
You
actually
must
has
have
a lot
understanding.
of
I have to
here
do
in the
both.
US. It would be considered
I cannot
rude for
neglect
them to
my
just slap the bill
my
down
priorities.
and walk away.
My priorities!
If they're gonna slap the bill down while you're in the middle of your meal, they better say, "Hey guys, no rush. I'm just leaving this here for when you guys are ready. No rush. Take your time." And then they walk away if they're trying to get a good tip. Now, usually it would be more toward the end, and a lot of times you will ask for the bill. But it would be certainly more toward when the entrees are getting finished. You know, they'll ask for if you want dessert, and if you normally say no. I mean, obviously, some people, yeah. Well, you know, you answer. If you say no, then they'll be like, "Okay, you want the bill?" Yeah. Or they'll just say, "I'll get you the bill." So there is some nuance to it. It would indeed be rude to just slap the bill down in the middle. And yeah, I've had waiters. That does happen, and that means the tip goes down from 18% to 15%.
Another something?
And down from there, depending on what else they do.
No. The bill is already on the table. Just weird. Speaking of the bill, let's dive into tipping. And that can create some big issues because that's a big cultural difference. In US, quite often we get asked, do you want to tip 15, 18, 20, 25%? Which for us is like, whoa, that's a lot. A quarter of the bill just tips because it's a tip-based country or tip-based business.
Here I'm frying some onions and jalapeno to then top off. Here we have the peas and the meat with a nice sauce. A little bit of rice.
Nowadays, it's changing here and tipping goes from 10 to higher.
This is on small fire. On this fire.
Absolutely, and a lot of people here in the States are not up to the but trust me, I am.
Hey everybody, thanks for hanging out a little bit with me. I was lonely and I am lonely, but whatever, you know, I'm not gonna be lonely for long. Thanks for being there. Anita, thanks a lot. AJ, thank you. AJ, I love
They
you.
would certainly throw
You're
a
a good
fit.
person, AJ.
They probably post it on their Instagram and cry. Well, you were a jerk, and you probably didn't. You know, you got everything wrong. You never apologized. You left halfway through the meal to go smoke and came back. All our drinks haven't been refilled in 20 minutes. You know, yeah, you get a goose egg. Then you can go cry.
What you will say about that in the comments. Whatever country you're from, I want to read what's the average tipping in your country. Now this...
I like to stick around 18 because it bothers.
No, with with me tipping, I don't go by percentage because I live all around the world. So if people have a problem with me, I will say, you know, like I'm just here on a holiday. I'm sorry if you're not satisfied. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. I will never apologize if I tip too little. Never. The person should be just grateful. You're probably thinking right now, Why would somebody ever be ungrateful? I've had one person one time that came to me and was ungrateful, and that was in Israel. Surprise, surprise. Not really. I was just I left my Airbnb that I had for my trip. I was waiting for the taxi, my driver, to pick me up, to bring me to the airport, to leave Tel Aviv. And I stopped at the sushi place, little sushi place that I was there before. And I knew the waitresses, and I tipped them before. Because it was right around my corner. So, and I thought I didn't have a lot of the Tel Aviv money on me. What do you call it? In Arabic, it's dirham, shekel. I didn't have a lot of shekel on me, and I just thought to myself, I didn't eat the whole day because I was stressed with everything, and I just ordered a very small sushi platter, 6 pieces of sushi, whatever. And I checked my shekels, I'm like, okay, for my ride, for my driver, it's enough, and for me to pay here. And I gave some tip, but not enough. So I paid the bill, and then the waitress comes back. She comes back to me and she's like, I think you made a mistake. And I said, because my driver was arriving, I was just planning on leaving. I was not thinking too much, I'm like, what do you mean made a mistake? And she's like, yeah, the tip, you didn't leave enough tip. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I told her, I'm sorry, but I left you some tip. She's like, yeah, but not enough. I was shocked. I was appalled. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm just leaving, you see me. I was with my suitcase. I'm like, I'm leaving to the airport. I just want to grab something small to eat. And I don't have enough shekel, I don't have enough Israeli money on me. And I don't pay with card. But I had like some US dollars, I had like USA dollars on me. I remember $5, $2, And I gave her, I took out the dollars and I said, I'm so sorry. I didn't think that it was I apologize, I apologize. And I wanted to give her the USA dollars, I'm like, take. And she's like, no, but you didn't leave enough tip. I'm like, I'm sorry, And I left a $5 bill. I left the $5 bill. I had USA dollars. I didn't have the shekel. But it was just so unpleasant. It was just such an unpleasant feeling for someone to come back and say to you, you did not leave enough tip, and I didn't know how to deal with it at the moment. I was like, oh fuck, oh God, it was just terrible for me.
Bothers me that it keeps going up. It used to be 15, then it was 18, now it's 20, and I'm like, no, I'm sticking it with 18. That seems good to me. And even 15 for lunch. 15 for lunch, 18 for dinner. Unless I really like them. If they're really great, 20. Okay.
Cultural difference is not only huge, but I consider it to be evil. And that is packaging and garbage in general. I'm not talking about if you go to a place where it's a takeout or you go to a fast food. Yes, they put it in a paper bag.
Do you guys know that the subliminal messaging, Wendy's logo says mom? Mom. It's just like the food mom would make back home.
Either if you're in the US
I don't like
or
this
here.
guy
But I'm
at
talking
all.
about if you go to a restaurant and they create so much garbage, so much waste, even though you're at a restaurant. Quick example. Mostly if you get a drink at a bar in the US, they put a napkin under it. So it soaks the moist that's running under it.
Yeah.
Well, that's for one use only. Afterwards, they will throw away the napkin.
Yeah.
How about they use coasters? Because you can reuse the coaster. And that's just one very simple example. Another one is, if you order
I agree. The USA wastes too much shit. And this guy, look at his fucking face. He knows that he cannot say anything against it. Amazon, everything, the trees you're wasting, everything. Yeah, you can tell me it's gonna be recycled. I hope so. But how much is not recycled? It's just so petty and so unnecessary. We have become not me no, but consumers and trash people and pollution. We just pollute. It is disgusting. We have become pigs. We have become pigs instead of honoring the world and being better people and trying to bond as a family in the whole entire world and figuring out problems and helping one another. No, the people are crazy and they are doing the opposite. Let's pollute. Let's do the damage we can do. It's crazy. It doesn't make. We're not gonna go anywhere. I'm glad that I'm dying pretty soon. I'm just telling you as it is.
Ketchup at this place. They will bring it either a bottle, some places in US do that too, or they put it in a ceramic cup that they clean afterwards.
Hey Jetties, Awad, I hope you're doing well.
Not that they grab 20 ketchups and throw them next to your burger, or even in McDonald's in Czech Republic. You pay for every single tiny packaging of any sauce, any ketchup. So you think about if you want one or two. In US, yeah, can I get some ketchup?
Here you go, here's a million ketchups in tiny little bags. No, don't do that.
I mean, you guys are going all Michael Bay packaging. Like, hey, yeah, that's plastic bag. Let's put it in a paper bag, and let's put more packaging and pack it up. You want it to go? Yeah, let's pack it up more. Meanwhile, in Europe, yeah, let's get rid of plastic straws. They really destroy the universe.
Yeah.
Are you guys?
No, I'm not even joking with you guys. When I see how people waste things in America, in Bali, that we were not allowed to use plastic straws anymore, and I ordered from I don't know where. I ordered some fantastic because also the paper straws. It's not cool when you order a cocktail and you pay whatever your $10, but you have a good cocktail for that, $10. But you don't want to have a straw that sags and starts to melt and becomes mushy and ruins it. The whole flair, the elegance, the etiquette. So I ordered special metal straws that look like, like funky shit. I ordered it, but in America, no, they will never try to reduce.
The ones that are responsible for paper straws. I punch them when they bring me a paper straw. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I hate paper straws. Okay?
You see, paper straws suck.
Already fizzy. I don't need the air coming in through the straw to make it.
That's why I got the nice metal ones.
Foam in my mouth.
There's going to be one hell of a discussion under this video. I absolutely love you guys from US, and I love going to US, just so you know. We both do. Please don't cancel my ESTA.
Please don't cancel my ESTA. Dude, man, you're not a bad reactor, but what are you doing? You're pissing off the American people. It's not smart. I'm in America. If I piss off the American people, they can kick me out. If they kick me out, I will have no problem with this situation. If you want to kick me out of America, please help me and go right ahead. Because then I can say it's not my fault. I tried. I did my best. I tried. It's because the people the universe put me to go away. But like this, I cannot go away just like that.
Drop the beer.
I think he's hilarious.
For a minute, and let's talk about coffee and coffee culture differences between USA and Europe. Triggered already? Well, you'll get triggered more. Yes, in Europe, we do not consider this to be
Craig, I love you. I hope you're doing well. Every day, someone loses their eye because of metal straws. I love you. That's good joke. Well, I have never used a metal straw, but it's a very good weapon now that you pointed out. I have to give you plus points.
Cup of coffee. That's a gallon of coffee. If it's more than a gallon, it's not coffee. This is a cup of coffee. By the way, shock. Oh, that's so cute. They have a cup of coffee in this pub. It's served in a ceramic cup. It's this.
That is what my niece uses at her little tea parties with her teddy bears.
What the hell is that? And it's got a handle the size of a finger.
Size. You have a plate under it that makes that little noise when you put it down. You sometimes even get a spoon with it, so
You're not having coffee with the queen, okay? Why do you need to be that fancy?
you can mix your little espresso. And this is how you drink it. Not a gallon. Doesn't fit in your car, so you can drive and sit
I'll take that.
on your little coffee.
Not from Starbucks, though. I'm not paying $7 for it. I'll go to McDonald's. I'll use the app. I'll use the deal. I'll get it for $1. And it's even better.
You soup throughout the day. Big difference. Big shocker for us when we go to places in the US and they simply don't serve something like this. Hold your horses. I know that coffee culture in the US is changing depending on which state you live in, if you live in a city, and so on. But still, mostly people think this is coffee, and you cannot get this. It's sad for us Europeans.
When he says we think this is coffee, is he just saying all Starbucks is not, like, you wouldn't consider that coffee? What would you consider it? What is it? Is it just like cream with a little coffee added? It's cream and sugar with a little bit of coffee flavor. Is that what it is?
What a moron. What a moron. But whatever. He has the right to say his opinion.
I agree.
And you cannot get this. It's sad for us
It's
Europeans.
not true coffee. Starbucks, yeah, has coffee in it, but a true good coffee you don't drink like Starbucks. It's not the way to drink. Just like you don't drink a good cognac. If you have some kind of education and culture within yourself, like you don't drink a good cognac or a good rum, you don't mix it with Red Bull because it's an insult to the drink. It's an insult. Coffee the same. A good coffee, you don't need to mix it with too much shit because it's an insult to the coffee. But if the coffee is shit, yeah, you mix it, mix to make it look better.
Grande XL, Grande XXXL, like the Italians drink it. Now this next cultural difference may sound weird, but I believe it should be addressed. And that is restrooms and toilet sizes in restaurants and pubs. And I'm not talking about the actual seat size, but I'm talking about you have a big pub and there's one toilet. There's like one restroom for the entire pub where there's like hundreds of people.
And at a lot of bars, pubs, there's no door on the toilet. Don't ask me. Oh, hi. Are you pooping?
If there's a big pub here, it has many restrooms.
That is beautiful. It's in there because it is. Look at that. It's like your own little apartment. Look, it's even got.
Yeah.
I'm just curious what this little contraption is to the right of the toilet.
Business people need and accommodate many people at the same. We can talk about different units. We can talk about different forms of transportation, how we move around cities and countries.
That's Austria, I think.
Big are our cars and your cars. And
that was my
So let us know in the comments.
Then I will be watching many more of these videos. And subscribe to watch me react and commentate on more of these videos because this was fantastic. This is an excellent channel.
You want us to cover more topics. And while you're there, please don't be mad at us. This was not made to insult you, only to give you perspectives on.
Let's see what this guy's all about. American reacts to Europe and America. Okay, let's check this out. America. I'm also gonna be making videos. European reacts. I'm going to say Gypsy reacts. Austrian reacts. Romanian reacts. I'm going to make also videos like this. Just wait. I'm just building up. I'm just learning. Slowly we learn together.
It's better outside with a Ninja Woodfire XL Grill and Smoker. Multitask with the Ninja Pro Connect app.
Hello. Thank you very much for joining me today. How are you doing? Today I'm going to react to Europeans in America.
Okay.
I hope they enjoyed their time here, you know what I mean?
Any
questions, concerns they have, maybe I'll be able to address them.
Dude.
Let's see.
Send me home. I don't enjoy my time. You little arrogant piece of shit. I hate people like this. I can't restrain myself.
All right, and these will all be linked down below, by the way, so go check out those TikTok channels. All right, the caption says, he has no patience for American drivers. What's this going to be? So left laners?
Ridiculous. There's no, people don't have patience. Yeah, they drive like me.
Because I want to go.
The buses are and look, you talk about this stupid bicycle.
His accent's awesome.
What's wrong with the accent, dude?
Oh my god, this is beautiful.
How
I
many
love how it
languages?
says
Can you
rich
speak
New
any
York City.
other languages, you
He
fuck?
kind of, he sounds
Arrogant
rich.
piece of
Anyway,
shit.
he's complaining about the bicyclers. That's sort of interesting, you know? You'd think he'd be like, well, look at all the American bicyclers. No, they're driving in New York City. That's just a horrible idea. Don't do that.
Want to go?
The buses are the most dangerous. I almost got hit by a bus yesterday. And not to even talk about the stupid bicyclers.
Oh, the
Let's go.
bicyclers are crazy.
Where are you going? I almost got hit by a bicycle. And the guy was like, oh, you are on the way. You're on the way.
In New York City, it's just, don't ever admit defeat. You're never in the wrong. Just say it was their fault. You know what I mean? That's the mentality. And everybody's in a huge rush. That's really funny. All right, first culture shock for a European in the U.S. What could be?
So I'm a European, just moved to the US. Here's the first word for name on this. You cannot open the windows. They are boarded because of storms.
What?
And you can only open them up in the summer when they undo the screws.
Not so sure about that. Not so sure about that one. I think those screws are just ugly holding that trim on. I think it's just locked.
Summer when they undo the screws. I don't know about you, but me as a European, I open up the windows even during winter just to...
I mean, granted, a lot of Americans don't open the windows. That is very true. But I've never seen windows boarded up or screwed shut.
I shut up the room in the morning and during the night. So this is kind of crazy that I cannot open the window.
I think that would be kind of like almost like a fire hazard, huh?
And I asked my friend, how do I freshen the room?
How do I open? Yeah, I also with Steve. Yeah.
I feel like that's not going to do the job as good as a European would be used to. Some actual nice fresh air from outside. The AC, it's getting pumped through, your musty filter and through all the pipes. I don't think that's quite the same. Although I guess the filter is supposed to make it less musty. I'm curious to read some comments. Hold on. You have to unlock the window first. I can literally see the latch. I guarantee you if you unlock those windows, they'll open. Okay, all right, that's all I needed to read. Yes, I think she is mistaken about that one. That is pretty funny, though. That's pretty ugly, I will say. Those screws right into the framing there. It's pretty ugly. But I don't think it's like a breadstick. This also looks awesome. I'm not saying it doesn't. They both look great. But breadsticks dipped in some marinara, come on. If they're good.
This is bullshit. This is a work of art.
What are those? Crepes?
This is bullshit.
Oh, come on. You don't like the pancakes? And once again, I'm not saying anything about the crepes. I've never had them. I'm sure they're good. But so are some pancakes. You're telling me, come on. Anybody who's ever tried some American pancakes.
American pancakes.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
What a little...
This is bullshit. This is...
frustrated fuck. I will tell you, this guy is not stupid. He has some brains and he doesn't look bad. But he's frustrated because he has no cultural knowledge and that frustrates him. So he's going at it, patriotic pancakes, American pancakes. Give me a break. Give me a break. American pancakes. Shove them up your asshole. You little cocky motherfucker.
It's a work of art.
That looks like a good burger.
Good burger. From America. From America.
This is bullshit.
Bullshit.
It's a little bit different. Let me just say that. I actually personally kind of agree. I don't really like In-N-Out. Kind of overrated. If you're over here in America, if you've never had Five Guys, go there for a good burger.
Look at yourself. Look at yourself.
In-N-Out, it's okay. I mean, I enjoy it, but this
Look
is a
at
cheap fast food burger, is
yourself.
what I'm getting at. This one right here,
Little moron.
it looks great.
Infatuated,
That looks horrible, this
narcissistic
photo. I will say
piece
that.
of
And I don't
shit.
really like In-N-Out. And they don't even have In-N-Out over here.
I'm
in Indiana.
sorry
I've
that
had
you
it a couple
didn't
times.
travel. I'm sorry you're complex that you didn't travel and didn't see the world, but you still got a chance. You're not old. Get over your frustrations. Go see the world and fuck off with your negativity. And sucking up pancakes. Eat your pancakes, you piece of shit.
I'm not too upset about that one.
This is bullshit.
I'll take that. All right, this is kind of the opposite, but caught my eye because he's also eating a burger. This is Americans in Europe, but okay.
Like your burger? Yeah, finally some
That's a McDonald's burger.
normal food. Where does a guy have to go to get some ranch sauce around here?
What?
That was pretty funny.
First of all, no one calls it ranch sauce. It's just ranch.
Ah,
Second, you don't eat
ranch
ranch on
sauce.
a burger.
How arrogant. Why? I would call it ranch sauce. I would not call it ranch. It's so primitive. Ranch. Do you have some ranch? A ranch, if you go Google the dictionary, ranch means something else. Ranch sauce means something else. I would say 100% as a European, do you have some ranch sauce? I would say that. Piece of shit, you piece of shit, primitive piece of shit, frustrated fuck.
Or with fries. pretty much nothing with McDonald's would you put ranch on.
Breathe, refresh,
Asshole.
rejuvenate. Steam is more than just a luxury, it's a way of life.
So that reaction is totally valid. But ranch itself is phenomenal. Don't tell me the ranch isn't good. It is.
Why are those people fighting over that television?
Yeah, American Patriot, of course, it's good.
Oh, this is them reacting.
And very
to my friend.
healthy,
It's a little
too.
confusing, but I think I get it. Okay.
Okay.
All right, just a European girl taking a walk in the US while being stared at like a homeless.
Asshole.
There's no audio. That's interesting. I mean, yeah, if you see someone walking down the road next to like a busy highway, it's not that it's like the most unusual thing ever, but it's like, like, I wonder what they're doing. You know what I mean? There must be a long trek that they're on. You know what I mean? Like, did their car break down? Because there's nothing clearly you can see from this video. There ain't nothing around here, nothing close. So it's like, damn, you must, I don't know if you're doing that on purpose or what, but you're probably walking for quite a while, huh? Which there was another one. Hold on. This last one I saw, also related to the previous one, so that's why it caught my eye. It says, POV, you're a European in the US attempting to walk everywhere. Okay.
Yeah, it's impossible. Here it's impossible. But in Europe it's impossible.
Yeah, that looks awful, doesn't it? It's a 0 out of 10 experience. This kind of is my point. It's like, you don't really do that if you want to be, you know what I mean? Not by choice, usually. Now, if you're in the city, that is different. That is different. If you're in the city, then yeah, of course, you can get out there and walk down the sidewalk and stuff. And that won't be unusual at all. But if you're like at all outside the city, like even just a little bit, yeah, it's like what? Of course, people do go for walks, but not normally by a busy highway. Typically, like in a neighborhood or in a park. Half the time they'll drive to the park just to take a walk, then drive back home. That's funny though. That kind of proves my point for that previous video. It's like, yeah, people are probably gonna like kind of look at you like, some might even be looking like, do you need help? Someone walking, what are they doing? They must need help. All right, that was fun. Thank you very much for watching. Oh boy, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Your small business is yours. Your dream, your ideas, your livelihood. Protect what's yours with Spectrum Business's award-winning multi-layered security. Spectrum Business, made to safeguard your business.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing? I was scrolling through the Reddit today. I came across this thread. Scotland just became the first country to make tampons free for all that need them. That's pretty cool. That kind of makes sense. I could see that being like a healthcare type thing, obviously. What unique progressive laws does your country have? Well, I live in America, so pretty much none. But I figured I'd browse through this comment section just because I'm curious. You know, like I don't feel like being jealous of other countries today. See what you guys, what your countries are doing for you guys. So that sounds like fun to me. Let's do it. All right, so big one right off the bat. I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's the top one. All public transport just became free today in, I guess that's Luxembourg. It says LU. Best day to find this post. This was 4 years ago, granted. I'm looking at the top post of all time, so apparently this is 4 years old, but that's pretty mind-blowing. 4 years ago, Luxembourg made all public transportation free. It's pretty wild. I know a lot of employment and stuff, a lot of employees inside Luxembourg commute there, so
I could see how that would be majorly beneficial to a whole lot of people commuting to work there. Maybe you can take a train there, and then all of the public transportation you can just use for free, unless you have to be a citizen of Luxembourg. Either way, that's pretty mind-blowing. They could do this here in Indiana, too. I mean, they might as well, I feel like. There's basically no public transportation to begin with, so I feel it's just like a PR stunt. They might as well make it all free. This is really kind of making me feel jealous right now. Seeing all you guys, all you Europeans, just like congratulating each other. This guy from England, lucky bastard, enjoy. Oh, yeah, he's all cheery because he's got free healthcare, and he's like, oh, you get free public transportation? Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, we get free healthcare. Enjoy it, dude. I just feel completely left out. But okay, let's continue on. France was the first country in 2016 to make it illegal for supermarkets to throw away food. They have the obligation to donate unsold food to associations. So like charities, homeless shelters. That is kind of genius. I'm trying to think of if there's even any downside to this. I can't imagine there's really any downside. That's just genius. I mean, I guess it costs. I'm trying to think, why do supermarkets throw away food that's near expiration? And I guess it costs a little bit less money to throw it away than it does to, transport it to a shelter. I mean, that's pretty absurd. Thinking about how much food is thrown away. So much that, over here in America, people dumpster dive behind grocery stores and stuff almost. Which is pretty sad. So this law makes total sense. I think we should adopt that one. That should just be, I think the whole world should adopt that one. That just makes sense. Especially because it's not really costing anybody any money. You know what I mean? It's not often you have a law that would be so beneficial for the humanity and the citizens of your country, and it doesn't even add anything to the budget. So, yeah, that's a great law. Wales was the first part of the UK to introduce charges for single-use carrier bags. No idea what that means. And presumed consent for organ donation. That's pretty fascinating. Assume consent. So if you die in like an accident, and you don't have anything on record on if you want to be an organ donor or not, they're just going to assume you are an organ donor. I mean, that's interesting. That's really interesting. I guess I can imagine some scenarios where the family would be like, no, he wouldn't have wanted that. I personally, of course, am an organ donor. Here in America, they just ask you while you're getting like your driver's license or your ID, do you want to be an organ donor? And I never really understood why you wouldn't. I guess there's some religious reasons why some people don't. But I mean, that's pretty cool, considering how important organ donation is and life-saving it is, and how much of a shortage there is of organs. Yeah, I don't see a problem with just making it so, hey, you can opt out, but if you don't opt out, we're just going to assume you're an organ donor. Now, I'm going to read into what this one means. Charges for single-use carrier bag. Oh, that must mean like a tax on plastic bags at the supermarket, maybe? Here, let me look into it. Okay, I just read this article here, and yes, it is dealing with plastic bag, or any kind of disposable bag at like a grocery store. I guess it would also apply to any single-use bag. Like if you're ordering takeout food, I guess it would apply to that, which is kind of difficult for me to. So I guess they would give you containers that are disposable, and you would bring your own bag. That makes sense. But yeah, it basically seems like it's a tax that goes on. See how that.
Dry, itchy skin? Spray Goodbye. New Dove Advanced Care helps repair your skin's barrier with ceramide-boosting ingredients, so you can say hello to soothed underarms. No one cares better for your skin after shaving.
Perhaps you might happen to know what time Scotland Yard closes. I have to report murder.
That would be majorly beneficial to a whole lot of people commuting to work there. Maybe you can take a train there, and then any kind of disposable bag at like any kind of disposable bag at like a grocery store. I guess it would also apply to any single-use bag. Like if you're ordering takeout food, I guess it would apply to that, which is kind of difficult for me to. So I guess they would give you containers that are disposable, and
this is not interesting anymore.
Oh, thank you so much.
Stop it, you're ruining the whole
Oh,
show.
you start pocketing them consistently. 33. Boom, clean in.
shot here. No. Okay.
Hey, Vivi.
Where the cat went?
It's here on the table now.
Oh, she is now? Okay, it's here. Cheetah. Come here. Cheetah. Come here.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. How you doing? Today I'm gonna react to this video, or at least start reacting to it. I think it's gonna be a two-parter. Top 10 most effective British adverts, which I think is just a little bit of an odd title, if I do say so myself. Effective adverts. I would not expect that to have 3 million views. You know, like funny ads or weird ads or most British ads. Okay, I can see that, but most effective British ads? Okay, it's like, well, who's watching this? 3 million marketing directors trying to learn how to make an effective ad? But either way, it must be entertaining. It does have 3 million views. Compiled by Hello, I'm a Pizza. Compiled by a pizza. Link down below. I'm very curious. Let's see the most effective ads. Oh, this is scary. What is that noise? Too loud. Some of the ads featured in this countdown are extremely graphic and contain adult themes, which some viewers may find upsetting or disturbing. Not for the faint-hearted. You have been warned. Ooh, you think you're gonna scare me? Ooh, television commercials. Ooh, I'm so scared. Bring them on. Top 10. All right, here we go. I like that they use that same word I use, compiled. On your child's life. Fire, kill. Oh, I see what this means. Okay, so these are like PSAs, I'm guessing. Like don't smoke, you know, forest fires type stuff. Now I see why it's titled most effective. Got it. So these aren't funny commercials. These are like, okay. Wow. I understand now.
Last year in England, 15 children died in house fires. Children like yours.
Children like yours. Damn, I thought he was going to say children like me, which would be hard
I'm
enough.
sorry, I'm not enjoying
children
this.
like
It's
yours?
not funny. The guy's not nice, not appealing. The information is not fantastic. I want to go back to my initial subject. Here you have him.
Are your team struggling to find the latest plans? With Asana.
Hello, how are you? American things Europeans find weird. Is it that we call French fries fries rather than what is it? Chips? You call chips crisps? I mean, I imagine this goes both ways.
Hey. Do you remember that I just covered this before? And I didn't find it from him. So now you can see that I do my own research. And I'm pretty original. I covered exactly this one. Let's see now what he's got to say about it. Okay? But if you go at the very beginning of my video, you will see this is one of the things I covered as well. And I'm not a famous reactor. I'm just a nobody. But I seem to know what I'm doing or what I'm talking about, right? Otherwise, how come this is coincidental? I don't think so. You can see that I just watched the video because there's no red line at the bottom. You can see that it's the first time I see it, yeah? So you can see I didn't copy, yeah?
Chips, and chips are French fries.
If you've ever seen Quentin Tarantino's hit movie Pulp Fiction, you'll know it opens with a scene in which Samuel Jackson shows his surprise regarding the legality of cannabis smoking in Holland and the fact that the French eat their fries with mayonnaise. Ugh is his reaction to the use of such a condiment. Well, we can tell you ugh works both ways, and there are plenty of things Americans eat, do, believe, and say that Europeans find plain weird. Today, we'll look at some of those things. In this episode of the Infographic Show, American things Europeans find weird. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so that you can be part of a notification squad. We'll stay with food and restaurants for the time being.
Let's see what this guy has to
not everyone
say.
in the world is so draconian
You
about
heard?
tipping. In fact, in some parts
If
of
you
Europe,
go at the beginning of my video, you hear what I have to say. And now we hear what he has to say. And if I have what's to comment, I will comment about what he's got to say. I'm not going to comment again about the video. That would make no sense at all.
Throwing a buck on the counter after receiving a cold beer would be totally insulting. In many
Do I look like a hooker? Is that what you guys do to hookers? You just throw dollar bills at them?
countries,
That's more like a stripper.
tipping in some
Wow,
situations can be
he's
seen
so
as challenging. When visiting
arrogant.
the US, many European
This dude is so wise ass. I know it all. Smart ass. Arrogant. It's amazing. He is so full of himself. But at the end of the day, I'll tell you guys what's wrong with him. He is upset that he has no experience. He's just probably an American that probably never traveled. Maybe one time he traveled out, but that's it. Me, I'm a person, I have calculated where I've been and calculated the countries in the world and done all that. I have seen 32% of the world. I'm very proud to have seen 32% of the world. Now we're not talking about deserts and forests and all that empty space. We're talking about, like cities and like that. 32% of that. I did the studies. I'm proud of it. But this is a loser, a frustrated one.
find it weird that a waiter
Trying
will
to
always just
act
keep coming back to
smart.
your table. In the States, it may be seen as just good service, but to some Europeans, it can be construed as someone getting in the way of a good meal. That meal, by the way, could be about 3 times larger than many people in Europe are used to. In general,
3 times larger.
American food portions look to some Europeans like they're supposed to feed 2 people. It may also seem like an act of
But don't some of you guys, like French, eat like 5 courses for dinner? And also,
What?
a lot of you have bigger lunches than dinner.
I know 5 courses, but can you measure the 5 courses? You piece of shit, you primitive, uneducated, disgusting slug that you are. You look like a slug. You think you're handsome, you look like a slug. What 5 meals? Can you measure the portions? We make 5 meals because we like to extend our time. We eat with pleasure. We don't eat in order to survive. We don't live in order to eat. We eat in order to live, you moron.
Dinners? So that would play into the fact that our dinners are bigger. I mean, I understand we do eat more because we're fat.
largest to some Europeans when Europeans like they're supposed to feed 2
Yeah,
people. It may also
statistics says 40%. Every second person from 3 people is overweight in America. So facts are facts, you smart ass.
seem like an act of largesse to some.
That is for sure true, though. I mean, sometimes I do order 1 meal to feed 2 people. Like, some people do that, usually cheapskates, like myself.
Europeans when someone keeps refilling their glass of soda or cup of coffee for no extra cost. In terms of the food itself, as we noted,
That's the best thing about America. Since now that I know you guys don't do that over there in Europe, that's the best thing about America. Free refills.
Earlier, Americans and
It's
Europeans have
not
very different
great.
ideas about
Why
what goes
would you
with what.
need, how much liquid does your body need? And in the end, your body needs liquid water. Why are you grateful for free refills? It just is unhealthy. It's ridiculous. I would never be grateful for refills. If I'm thirsty, I drink, water. You know what I mean?
What? Pancakes for breakfast with fried chicken? Are you kidding me? Says the traveling European. And what about putting honey on bacon for breakfast? The Frenchman wanted mustard with his sliced beef and tasted something not like mustard, but a sweeter version with less bite. The Italian went to Chicago and in one restaurant ordered a pizza, only to be served what he thought looked more like a quiche or a cake. So, what about when Europeans head to the store?
Bread is
Again,
full
the
of sugar. And in pizza
Chicken
bread,
and
there
waffles.
should not
That
be
uses
sugar.
that is like
In
a surprising
pizza bread, there
combination that works
should not be
extremely well.
sugar.
But even an American might be surprised. It's not the super common thing here in America, but it is known as like a fun combination, and it is extremely good.
A rather affable smile and general friendliness of staff may seem strange to someone from grumpy England, where service with a smile is certainly no guarantee. In fact, it's been remarked that American friendliness can result in some Europeans thinking something suspicious is afoot. If that European is in the store to buy a pack of cigarettes or a bottle of wine, they may be extremely surprised when they get asked for ID, as that might not have happened to them for over a decade or 2. On top of Europe mainly having laxer laws on age restrictions, IDing people is not such a big deal as it is in America. Only
What if they look like they're like 15?
in July this year, Oasis frontman Liam Gallagher said he was...
I mean, what's the drinking age? 16, right? In most places in Europe.
No,
Look
18,
around,
you
see.
motherfucking. You see, you don't even know. You try to be all smart.
just let
Are
anybody
you
use-
trying to be all smart and all that? Like, I thought you were trying to be smart here and cocky and all that. And you don't know that the legal age in Europe is 18? We don't have anything below 18, you idiot. Because we are normal people. Because the person needs 18 years to be an adult. Before you're an adult, you should not drive and you should not anything else. You moron, you piece of shit. Arrogant piece of shit. I hope your channel fails, you piece of shit.
It would just like, is it kind of just on them? That would be kind of, I might be able to get behind that, maybe. I don't know. That could backfire majorly, at least here in the States where kids are extremely irresponsible when it comes to alcohol.
Yeah, I wonder why.
But just the idea of like, hey, if you say
I
you're
wonder
16,
why.
then it's on you. I'll sell you the beer. That's on you. I mean, maybe it should do that way.
ID'd in the US after trying to buy cigarettes. He tweeted, "I've just been told I can't buy cigs unless I got ID. I'm 40 has the world gone mad."
Ridiculous.
Indeed, in his home city of Manchester, he'd probably been buying his smokes for 30 years without problem. And then the European looks inside his or her wallet, only to see a bunch of notes that
Are you buying for your dad? Yeah, sure.
all look the same, all the time wondering how this could possibly make any sense. The good thing is, in America, you can pay with plastic just about anywhere, which is something many Europeans are still not used to.
It's kind of funny that they show a hot dog stand. That might be the one place where you might not be able to pay with a card. Like a mobile food stand.
They may also be unpleasantly surprised to find out, when they do buy something, taxes get added on top of the price they saw. So they try and get back to their hotel, but have to ask the way. They are told to walk 6 blocks this way and turn left. Only for some Europeans not familiar with the US, giving someone directions using blocks may seem weird. Parts of Europe were not built with city blocks in mind and just gradually spread in a way that makes it hard to find your way around. When they finally do get back...
I'll never forget this fucking tax return, in USA. You go to the airport and then tax return and you the line, you see the line, it's huge. It's crazy. It makes no sense. Like, you think that I stood in line there to get my tax money back? Of course I didn't. Fuck that shit. But it just shows you how these assholes work.
They settle down to watch some TV, only for some reason the shows are interspersed.
What is this dude's arm doing? Oh my god. Is he okay?
With commercials that seem to be longer than the actual minutes given to the actual content. This drives some Europeans crazy. At some point, they might come across World Wrestling Entertainment and be quite confused at how some Americans can get so worked up about what to them looks like an act with an ending already scripted.
It is. That's what it is. I find it weird personally myself. So Europeans aren't fans of WWE? That's just here in America? I guess that's not too surprising. It's pretty strange, but it is a huge... It's like an industry here in America. Wrestling. Fake wrestling. But then people who are fans of it will argue, like, it's not fake. Like, it's not totally fake. Like, yeah, they have the ending, like, in mind, but apart from that, I mean, they're getting hurt. Which is true. It's extremely difficult to do, and they definitely do get injured, but it is, fake. I'm confusing myself.
May have to be an American to enjoy that kind of drama with such passion. Turn over to the news, and depending on the channel, this may also look something like a drama or a soap opera to a European. They may easily believe they are watching a news satire. One of the great...
Why is that? I feel like I've seen the BBC and stuff. It's not that much different. Unless we're talking about, like Tucker Carlson or something where it's obviously very biased, like opinion news. Nowadays the news is mostly just opinions on both sides. You just tune into whoever you already agree with, and yeah, that's the news here in America. I don't know if do they not have opinions segments on the BBC and other European news channels? I would actually love that. Sometimes it's so annoying. You just want to hear the news. You just want to hear what happened and what's true, like the facts, not some idiot's opinion. The commercials thing also, he said, you guys don't have as many commercials? Wonder why.
Great things in America, though, for some Europeans at least.
I mean, that would be nice.
Is the fact that some things are open 24/7. Can't sleep? Just go out. Shopping hours are relatively quite restrictive in many European nations, but in most places in the US or near a big city, there is always something to do or buy in the middle of the night. In Europe, the BBC reported that London, England, and 6 cities in Spain were the better 24-hour cities. Now we'll visit the sensitive issues of religion and patriotism.
No matter where you live in America, like I live in Indiana, in a small town, basically. And there's still a Walmart open 24/7, and a few gas stations.
Crazy. Why would it be open 24/7?
Gotta have those 24/7, don't you? At least the pumps.
Really, why?
America at the top of the... Now we'll visit the sensitive issues of religion and patriotism. World Atlas puts America at the top of the list as the most Christian nation in the world. In the
Really? The most Christian nation in the world, America. Okay. I guess I shouldn't be shocked, but I would have thought, like, Vatican City.
It is a lot. In Ohio, a lot of people... Church, God.
World Atlas puts America at the top of the list as the most Christian nation in the world. In the US, on any given day, you might hear the word God or at least see signs pointing to where you might find him. While parts of Europe are also predominant,
especially here in southern Indiana,
I love
small
God.
town.
I believe in
You're gonna have all sorts of signs that tell you, call this number to talk to God, or talk to somebody who will tell you what God would say.
I don't talk about him every day.
Only Christian, the omnipresence of God in the streets may seem a little overbearing to many of these nations that have forgone church duty. It's
the Chinese shop with the big crucifix on the window. Never seen that one.
The same with flags everywhere. You won't go far in America without seeing the Stars and Stripes, whereas in Europe, flags are usually designated to the top of poles outside of official buildings. Seeing one planted in a garden may induce a traveling European to believe that he is at the house of a hardcore nationalist, not just someone who is proud of where he comes from. Interesting.
This person's hardcore. They have a little flag of the EU flag in their garden. They're pretty hardcore. Might want to watch out for them. Interesting.
Being to believe that he is at the house of a hardcore nationalist, not just someone who is proud of where he comes from. Interesting side note, the 2014 survey revealed the most patriotic country in the world was Thailand, closely followed by the USA.
I'm surprised China doesn't look like it's way up there. It's not very dark here. Yeah, what the heck?
Let's go see what's going on in Girl World. I don't want to be too ignorant.
Maybe I'm just...
We've heard enough of this comparison.
That map just looked... It seemed kind of...
Go home.
I don't know if these are actually color-coded perfectly or not, but I'm going off it as if it is, and it seemed kind of like surprising, like kind of
Oh. Let's restart the computer because it's not feeling well. And we can check on Steve in the meantime. Have the food cooking. With this one, we have to feed her too. Wait. We will feed her. She eats a lot. We don't want her to eat too much. Let's see what Steve is doing. Baby!
Yes.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Food is coming soon, yeah? 10 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
Look at this one.
I know. She's pretty crazy tonight. This one's down there tearing up the rug over there.
My laptop is old. I'm aware about this, but it's the thing that I don't want to separate from it because I always called this laptop my husband. I had my first husband before this laptop. I had many. And the thing is just for me hard to divorce. It's very hard for me to get a new computer and to work with the new computer and everything, you know? I feel like I deceive. I know not many people understand, but I don't need you to understand. See. Live. Click on live. Patsy. There's no one in Girl World. Then what's going on? Hey, Girl World. People, what are you doing? You all freaked out or what's going on? Silence is awkward. Alex is shook. Well, let's see what this one says. Just for fun. This is just to hang out. Anyways, I have to finish dinner and then I'm off. I'm 3 hours already on here. It's just for fun, to have some fun.
I bet you got a coach.
This is a lady that I follow. I find her funny, and she just covers scammers. Just like I want to, my romance scammer to come to chat. Maybe this will happen. Let's see. But I like her. She's funny. She's just another person, you know.
That's sweet enough.
Honestly, at first I want to pick at her. I want to say, what the hell at your age? With that hair and with that crown, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life? But then I was like, hey, actually, you know, she's not e-begging. Let her have her fun, you know. Who am I? I'm an asshole. So just let her be.
It's supposed to be a gooey butter cookie. But,
I'm continuing to cook.
okay, honey, give her the gift card. I need to bring out my sound effects. So how's everybody doing today? Flavored water, that works. I've got my delicious ice water. I got to catch up on some. I didn't drink water until like 1:30 last night, so. And I didn't get my usual amount, so. I got to double it today. White Claw strawberry, yay. Come on, dude, it's taking so long. And happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. And if you're a single dad and there is no mom, happy Mother's Day to you. Because since it's just me and my daughter and her dad's not really in her life, on Father's Day we celebrate Mother's Day again. Oh, Father's Day. So, we'll go for, you know. So. Come on, boss. I gotta call Steph back. Oh, darling. Oh, here we go. Sweetheart. I can't do anything without thinking of you. You are my darling to my heart. I think I'm just gonna tell him to go take a hike. Well, I sent him the Steam card. Let's see what happens after that. Actually, I think I'm gonna send him the other part too. For his orphanage. It's for the orphans.
It's for the orphans.
We're having a party over there. Swedish ginger. Cool. Chaos is having cookies. So, come on. I want to call me, yell at me, do something. I want to get the ball rolling. I'm going to pop back over on Instagram because if you call, I'll see you. Okay. Honey, I'm from Uranus, Missouri. It really isn't that bad. Oh, this guy. Hi, sexy Suzanne. Oh, just one picture. That's hard to see. Oh, honey, whatever you want, I'll give it to you. You are so sweet. Keanu Reeves, hello, beautiful angel. Oh, honey, you wish I was an angel. I'm the exact opposite.
What a strange lady, no?
Where's Daniel Chaos? Daniel, you know, my YouTube husband. So he goes, he goes, I'm pretty good. That's nice of you. I wish you good luck. Well, honey, are you interested in being my husband? I can send you my application. You could fill it out. Oh, I'm fine.
You have the meat. And then we'll portion.
Oh, I will give him a card too.
Slowly, slowly. As I said, I'm not in a rush and I see people are watching, people come in and out. Doesn't matter, we just hang out. This is just a hangout. That's all I wanted to have.
On TikTok. Oh, honey, my day was great, but I got in touch with the diarrhea. What did I say?
Well, hello.
Oh. send to him. Honey, I'm doing great. How are you? Hello, beautiful. Well, hello, beautiful to you too, honey. Okay, let's go back over to Zanji. I'm just going to call him because I said when I send the card, I would call him. Hey, Foz, are you there? Hey, I sent you the card.
I'll get back to you. Let me check. I'll get back to you.
Oh, okay, that's fine, Foz. I'm going to go to...
I have to check if my romance scammer is available because she's dealing with romance scammers. It's funny. And I talked to mine yesterday, but he's not. He's my friend now. I can't call him a romance scammer anymore. But I would like to put him on panel. He stopped all of this. But this is not so interesting either. She's funny, but you have to know her and then you get into it. There literally is. Okay, let's see this.
Sometimes the lows of bipolar depression feel darkest before dawn. With Caplyta, there's...
Hello, and welcome
this
back.
is annoying guy again.
If I sound a little bit raspy, it's
Annoying
because I've been
guy
battling
again.
the old number 19. I think I'm coming out on top this time, guys. So I'm feeling good enough to make a video today.
Good enough
Thank you
to
for
make a
joining me.
video today.
American
you.
things Europeans can't understand. This ought to be funny.
Asshole. He's an asshole, I'm
Be
saying.
amazed. 10 million subscribers. Holy moly. Let's watch.
While the culture of the United States is exported all over the world in films and on TV, it also abides by some laws and practices that many consider unusual. Europeans in particular seem to have a hard time wrapping their heads around some of them. From child beauty pageants to gun...
I have a hard time wrapping my head around the child beauty pageants as well. You guys don't do that? That's a good thing.
laws. Let's take a look at some American things that Europeans can't understand.
You wish you were
Sick
European,
of
you piece of
commercials.
shit.
If you're a European enjoying a cozy night in on the couch in America, some of the stuff on TV may shock and surprise you. And no, I'm not talking about Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I'm talking about commercials, which arrive so frequently it makes watching TV feel almost unbearable to anyone unaccustomed to it.
Seals leaks instantly.
I swear it's gotten worse over the last 15 years, too. Unbelievable. You'll get like 4 minutes of commercials in a row every 6 minutes. Like every 10 minutes.
Yeah, it
Almost
is
half
like
of
that.
it's
It's
commercials.
crazy.
I
It's
feel
not
like
normal.
I don't have cable anymore.
It's
so
not
I don't
nice.
really
It's harassment.
Especially
It's
pharmaceutical commercials, which usually show grumpy men and women turned into smiling, happy people by the product being sold. These are usually followed by an almost comically long list of potential side effects spoken at double speed, like Ambien ad.
As well as abnormal behaviors such as being more outgoing or aggressive than normal, confusion, agitation, and hallucinations may occur. Don't take it with alcohol as it may increase these behaviors. Allergic reactions such as shortness of breath, swelling of your tongue or throat may occur, and
you guys don't have this?
in rare cases may be fatal. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. In patients with depression, worsening of depression, including risk of suicide may occur.
So dumb.
These types of direct-to-consumer commercials peddle prescription drugs, which is an advertising standard that was rejected by the European Commission back in 2000.
I always thought that was pretty odd, huh? Shouldn't that just be like a purely objective choice whether or not you take a drug or get prescribed a drug? How are you gonna have a commercial that's like, hey, try to convince your doctor to prescribe you this drug?
Yeah, exactly.
Shouldn't he be making that
That's my
decision?
point. I made that before too. Like, why are you commercializing prescriptions drugs when you have no access to them? It is like me. You get it? What I mean? You're making a commercial for something that you cannot even access. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. It just is a part of manipulation and shows you how fucked up the American people are. But no, you're not gonna want to listen to me because I'm just a motherfucking drunk European, right? Right? At the end of the day. Don't listen. There's no point. I have to feed this little asshole. Look how she jumped up. It's in front of you. You like it? You like it? Oh, cute. Cute.
Standard. If that's the case, why is it practiced in America? To put it simply, there's simply never been a federal law passed to outlaw the practice. This is in no small part thanks to the fact that direct-to-consumer drugs and their accompanying ads are a huge business. And in America, whether it's right or wrong, the rules tend to follow the money. Europeans might actually need a pill for the headache all those ads give them. May cause dizziness, loss of limbs, telepathic powers, and a violent hatred of cheese. No place like home. Let's say you're a European who's just moved over to America. You found a house in a nice residential neighborhood, and you're going through your bills. Rent, water, gas, electric, all seems in order. But wait a second. What's a homeowners association fee? To a native, that's a pretty obvious question. But for Europeans, it's an unwelcome surprise. These fees contributes to the local homeowners association, which is somewhat like a neighborhood watch, but managing funds to be reinvested into the community. It goes towards things like residential maintenance and common spaces, which keeps residents happy.
Okay, I don't know if he's going to mention this, but I would say the vast majority of houses do not have homeowners association. Don't have that. That's typically like nice neighborhoods. In fact, pretty much exclusively nice neighborhoods. Okay, if you're living in like a rich or at least upper middle class-ish type neighborhood, yeah, you'll get one of those fees, I guess. I've never had one because I've never lived in a fancy neighborhood, at least as an adult. But yeah, I'm just saying.
Happy and property values up, with around 24% of all Americans living under a homeowners association.
Okay, so 24%, there you go.
They pay $200 to $300 on average per month in fees.
Per month? I didn't even know that. Oh my gosh, screw that.
To these entities. Now, while some Europeans might struggle with this concept, it was a form of governance that was actually invented by France back in 1804. The condominium law was exported to the U.S., where it became incredibly
We didn't invent this crappy thing.
Popular. So,
that's
for any European
success
that wants to complain about homeowner regulations and fees, feel free to blame the French. Vacant vacation days. The USA has one of the largest economies in the world. A tremendous economy, in the president's words. But Europeans looking to get into the American world of work are often shocked when it comes to vacation time. U.S. workers
What vacation time?
are not entitled to mandatory paid vacation at all. Usually, the issue of paid leave is left at the discretion of employers. And yes, that does include national holidays. According to research from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, in 2017, only 77% of American workers had access to paid vacation.
Finally, I found a bra that's well made with older women in mind. Muda Bra is the softest, glamorous bra ever. Easy front button allows you to put on and take off at ease. Super stretchy and comfy. Bulges presets to U-shaped back design.
Stop it.
Redefine your...
Stop it.
Hey, at least that's the majority. I will say most places you'll get paid vacation, but you do need to be a full-time employee. You can't be part-time. You have to be working usually at least 35 hours or 40 hours a week to qualify. Now, how much paid vacation? Maybe like a few days, like 7 days.
Now, the reason that might leave Europeans slack, John, is because mandatory paid vacation time in Europe starts at 4 weeks.
Yes, sir. Sign me up.
In fact, America is one of the only Western countries where law doesn't enforce companies to give its employees mandatory paid vacation time. Don't believe me? Take a look at this map breaking down mandatory paid vacation time by country.
Do your own research.
Only the great...
And you tell me I came to America for benefits. Are you crazy? Morons. You don't even know about the world, you fucking morons. You're just piglets. Piglets. And you're ruining this whole show. You're really ruining it.
Depression, including risk of suicide, may occur.
So dumb.
These types of direct-to-consumer commercials peddle prescription drugs, which is an advertising standard that was rejected by the European Commission back in
I always thought that was pretty odd, huh? Shouldn't that just be like a purely objective choice whether or not you take a drug or get prescribed a drug? How are you gonna have a commercial that's like, hey, try to convince your doctor to prescribe you this drug?
Yeah.
Shouldn't he be making that decision?
We've already
I
covered
just
this.
don't.
I see I'm
or
repeating
she.
myself.
drugs, which is an advertising standard that was rejected by the European Commission back in 2002. The Commission stated that pharmaceutical companies were unable to provide impartial information on their medicines. If that's the case, why is it practiced in America? To put it simply, there's simply never been a federal law passed to outlaw the practice. This is in no small part thanks to the fact that direct-to-consumer drugs and their accompanying ads are a huge business. And in America, whether it's right or wrong, the rules tend to follow the money. Europeans might actually need a pill for the headache all those ads give them. May cause dizziness, loss of limbs, telepathic powers, and a violent hatred of cheese. No place like home. Let's say you're a European who's just moved over to America. You found a house in a nice residential neighborhood, and you're going through your bills. Rent, water, gas, electric, all seems in order. But wait a second. What's a homeowners association fee? To a native, that's a pretty obvious question.